5:30.
So?
Heat.
Yeah.
Heat.
Feel the heat.
WQAM presents The
The
Neil
heat
Rogers
stink.
Show.
Is it the heat stinks or the heat stink? The Leafs stink, I know that. They blow.
In other counties, call toll-free 877-785-NEIL or
But they don't
pound
stink as bad as the
560 on your
heat stinks.
AT&T and Verizon wireless
The heat
phones.
smell.
The opinions expressed by Neil, his guests, or his callers do not represent those of
Well, we don't have any
WQAM
guests or callers, so quit with that
staff or
stupid
sponsors.
disclaimer.
Now, The Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM.
Neil,
I used to be a rich doctor till I met him. Because of Bernie Madoff, my future is grim. And now I can't afford to join a freaking gym. I'd like to drop kick Bernie's face, punch him all over the damn place, look him in the eyes until he freaking cries. I'd like to big slap Bernie's yap, make him walk into a bear trap, kick him in the junk and shove him in my trunk. I was a rich doctor, the American dream, until this turkey put me in a Ponzi scheme, where things are not on paper quite as they might seem. I'd like to drop kick Bernie's face, punch him all over the damn place, look him in the eyes until he freaking cries. I'd like to big slap Bernie's yap, make him walk into a bear trap, kick him in the junk and shove him in my trunk. I used to have a platinum card and drove a Lamborghini, and I had a manservant named Gus. I used to date pretty girls who were sexy and teeny. Now it's toothless girls who ride the bus. I was a rich doctor who got rid of your cough, but now I got no money cause Bernie Madoff took everything I had. That dirtbag ripped me off. I'd like to drop kick Bernie's face, punch him all over the damn place, look him in the eyes until he freaking cries. I'd like to bitch slap Bernie's yap, make him walk into a bear trap, kick him in the junk and shove him in my trunk. Oh!
You got to admit, those are some pretty heavy-duty lyrics. The original, Witch Doctor by David Seville on Liberty Records.
Yep.
Ooh-ee, ooh-ah-ah, ting-tang, walla-walla, bing-bang. What kind of drugs do you think David Seville was doing when he wrote that?
I don't know, but it's nice to share.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got some amazing news. All these fake emailers. Although I'm going to save that one. Anita Marks is not coming, by the way. She just re-signed in Baltimore yesterday. So all these fake emails we're getting. The fake Anita Marks can quit sending fake emails because I got the real story here from DCExaminer.com.
By the way, something.
Yes.
I'm refaxing you the first 2 pages of the log because those changes that we were expecting
have been made.
So I'm refaxing it right now.
Well, good. Hallelujah. Oh, a happy day. Not another happy day. We had a happy day on Tuesday, Inauguration Day. And now 2 out of 3 days, oh, happy day. And yesterday was an okay day for me.
Yes, it was.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it okay for you?
It was just fine.
Well, fine. Good.
Oh, we're fine.
That's good. But we still have some nudniks out there who just can't stop. John ZTR, whatever that means. I mean, he doesn't sign a name, but that's his email.
Mm-hmm.
Concerning Neil no longer taking calls. This could be the best of all of them. And boy, there sure have been a bunch. All the critiques, the complaints, the critiques, the life advice, the life instruction. I rarely write emails to your show, but I feel it's important to communicate this to your show. He's writing it to the show, not to me as like an individual, like a human being, but he's writing to the show.
You're just
like
a
the
component,
show.
right.
It's like an anthropomorphic thing,
That's
like the show's got a life of its own, which it used to have.
It's a monster.
Every morning at 10 a.m., your show opens up and tells us to call 305-567-0560. Isn't this false advertising? False advertising.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's a show open is what it is, jackass. You can call it. That doesn't mean we're going to answer it or put the call on the air.
Sure.
That's up to me. That's why it's the Neil Rogers Show. Now here comes, this is the best. I think this is the greatest line in the history of the human race, subhuman race.
I agree.
You haven't taken calls in ages. How are listeners like me supposed to express our complaints?
Oh, all right.
33 years.
Yeah.
March 1st, it'll be 34 years, won't it? No, it'll be 33 years March 1st. I've been toiling away on the airwaves of South Florida, and it took all this time to find out that the reason I do this show is so listeners like this guy, unnamed guy, can express their complaints. I just discovered that.
Really?
And it goes on. I'm sick of all the fake emails from the fake this one and the fake that one. Why is Neil so hypnotized by all these fake celebrities who email them? First of all, none of them are celebrities. Barry Jackass ain't no celebrity, and Greg Budell and Alice Rantel. None of these people are celebrities. Fake, yes. Celebrities, no. And I'm certainly not hypnotized. It says he reminds me of my grandfather when he learned how to use the iPod. As a listener, I'm put to sleep as Neil reads the dozen of fake emails. The show was never like this. What changed? Please don't blame Joe Bell. The only responsible one is you and George.
It was all my idea.
The only one responsible is you and George. Again, we're collective, I guess. We're like joined at the hip. I've taken the liberty of emailing a copy of this email to Joe Bell at WKIS.com. Oh, no, not Jolly Joe Bell. Oh.
That's it. You're in for it now.
Yeah. Please, my goal with this email is not to get anyone fired. Oh, yeah, I'm sure that I'm getting... Yeah. What a moron. I simply want to listen to the Neil Rogers that I grew up with. I just hope this email gets the Neil Rogers show back on its tracks. Nothing more. If you can make that happen, thank you. Get its back on its tracks. We've been derailed. Did you know that?
Fire us.
How are listeners like me supposed to express our complaints? Screw you, you jackass, you moron, you imbecile. God. Don't want to get anybody fired, but... Yeah, screw you.
That's hysterical. That was great.
Die a wicked death. And it's for real. And he's cereal. That's the best part. Cereal, by the way, is back up to 11 cents. Yesterday, you could have bought it for a dime. Today, 11 cents. That's what inflation does for you. Okay, let me see. I'm trying to get this all straightened out. Good. Got the log straightened out. Like you said, it's a wonderful day. It's going to go all the way up to like -2 here, I think, today. So freeze your asses off down there. Oh, we got this cold snap another day. Well, too bad. Too freaking bad.
It's nice.
Grow up already. Grow up and be like adults. Pretend to be adults. Instead of like a bunch of little whimpering children. How else can we express our complaints? There's a good reason not to take any calls right there. But then again, the emails. In fact, isn't that what he's doing in the email, expressing his complaint?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I've shut the whole audience off entirely. It's just that I don't want to listen to. I mean, like he doesn't know the reason I'm not taking calls. I'm your friend. There are no callers. There are like 5 jackasses out there who've hijacked the phone. That's all. But don't blame Joe Bell. No. It's you and George.
Yeah. Please don't fire me.
Right. Here's if one more email like that, I think we're both out. You're done, Rogers. You're done. Here's the exciting news. Anita Marks resigns with CBS's WJZ-FM. And this news came yesterday. Jim Williams at DCExaminer.com tells us that industry sources have confirmed that CBS Radio Baltimore and Anita Marks have come to an agreement on a 1-year deal that will keep her in Baltimore. So you can send me some more fake Anita Marks emails if you want. She ain't coming. While details are being worked out, the two parties are very pleased with the deal and excited that the talk show host will remain in Charm City on WJZ-FM, The Fan, 105.7. Marks was also being wooed by Miami sports talk outlet WQAM, who was offering her the pregame host role both for the Dolphins and U of M football along with their own show. However, Marks and CBS Radio Baltimore's Bob Phillips spent a great deal of time over the last month working out the details of her new contract. The deal will make sure that Marks and partner Scott Garceau will remain the weekday afternoon team on WJZ-FM. How do you like that? So Anita Marks ain't coming. So I guess the best guess is, here's my guess.
Okay.
My guess is they're blowing out DA, especially with his point at 9 o'clock. My God. What a great hire there, Jolly Joe. You know how to do it, man. You know how to get numbers that we haven't ever envisioned. In our worst nightmares, we could never dream that this station could get numbers like the ones you've developed. Maybe we can bring back the Kenny and Blow morning show. So I'm thinking they're blowing him out to put, what's his name?
Rock solid.
At night, which he sure can't do worse than a point. Although he can hang on to it, though, I think. Judging by his 1-1 in the afternoon following our show, I think he can hang on to those numbers at night. The big O at night, and then they'll put Kevin Rogers on 2 to 4. That's my guess.
Okay.
So we'll have like 6 hours of Rogers. Isn't that clever?
Won't help.
What you don't even know who that is?
No, I don't.
I know he's bad.
I do know this.
I know he's from across the street, which means they want to hire him, of course.
I do know this.
Yes.
It's going to suck and it's going to fail.
Oh, you're so negative.
No, I'm positive it's going to suck and it's going to fail.
Well, we better give the numbers out so people can call in and complain. I I mean, let me find that again.
That was great. No, keep that, please. Don't delete it.
I'm saving this one.
Frame it.
How are listeners like me supposed to express our complaints? Wah, wah, wah. Like a little child. Bark at the moon and see if it goes away. Like a little dog. Like Tiny. Bark at the moon. Keep barking at it. And see if it disappears. What a jerk. Get the Neil Rogers Show back on its tracks. The Neil Rogers Show is doing just fine. Okay, we had a big December, and that's after I eliminated the calls altogether. I don't know what the monthlies are because, of course, your close personal friend Clarence, he's too busy worrying about stupid-ass UM ball games than worrying about giving us information. So we know what the monthlies are and how we did or did not do. Let's see. Oh, here's a whole bunch of them. Your boy Sid was ripping you yesterday. Oh, no. He said he hasn't stolen anything from you except the Roy soundbite. Well, who the hell cares? Why would I care about a guy that's got numbers so small? I mean, just pathetic. Here's one that says, thanks for reading my email yesterday, whoever this is. Today I have a request and a question. This goes for George, too, since he's next in line. You're next in line, did you know that?
For what?
Execution.
Oh, I see.
Neil, what kind of love would you say to the little needle gods out there who are the future of good trash radio? What kind of love would you say to the little needle gods out there who are the future of good trash radio? What kind of crap are you talking about?
I don't even understand that. Could you
what kind of language you be speaking, you jackass? Wow. Lauren says that guy can express his complaints every time he takes a Joyce out of his tuchus. That's probably the value of what he has to say anyway. He probably didn't even like Michelle's gown. Boy, can the media waste time on crap or what? Yeah, let's spend a few hours on Michelle's gown. And who made it and who did this and how much it cost. I heard you briefly touch on this, Brandon says, but I wasn't sure if you talked about anything somewhat local. On WZZR 94.3 in Palm Beach, they felt the cheap channel acts on Tuesdays. How would I have talked about it when nobody sent me the information? I was sitting here begging and pleading. Somebody tell me about the local impact, the South Florida impact of the cheap channel butchery. The station Monday to Friday produced 3 original shows, Bob and Tom in the morning. Real Radio Nights, which aired 7 to 10 p.m., was dropped completely. Co-host and producer were fired. Host of that show was demoted to producer of the Love Doctors middays. Producer of the Love Doctors moved to the home team in the afternoons, and their producer got sacked. And now 7 to 10, nothing permanent's been said. Whatever it is, it might be something syndicated. Just calm down, Brandon. Wow. And here it is, and he gives me another spy report. I know you can't do anything about it, but I thought you would enjoy knowing that on the internet stream, the exact same Big O promo ran 6 times in a row. Well, maybe they figure they can goose up that 1-1 to like a 1-2. Anyway, your Bubba spy report, just to give you an idea of good radio for him, is this. Let's say you have an audio clip and it might run for only 45 seconds. He literally every second stops the clip to interject. It's really annoying. It would be like you stop bits every second to say, oh, this is funny, that line was funny, etc. When in doubt, drag it out. Well, you got a lot of time to kill, you know?
That's right.
We know how that is. Oh, yeah, me with your Hillary. Take Hillary and stuff her where the moon don't shine, okay? Hillary's a proven winner. Yeah, she made a very mediocre speech this morning, Secretary of State, Swillery. Oh, you just don't like her because she's a woman.
That's it.
Yeah. I still think, I wonder who's got the bigger penis, her or Rachel Maddow.
I like naked guys.
Live breaking news.
Want to take you back out live to Washington, where Hillary Clinton is having her confirmation hearing. Let's listen in for a bit.
We need a good shock. I was having a little fun. You know, it's hard to find time, but occasionally you can sneak that in.
She is expected to be confirmed.
Great New Year's Eve party.
There are questions about...
My stomach is in knots.
Oh. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Oh, look at this. There's a little bit more about the one about what kind of love would I spew out. The reason you don't take intelligent calls is because you cannot handle them, Neil. Seriously, you'd get put in your place. Ain't that Everett? Yeah, that's Everett. Wow. The future of good trash talk radio. What garbage. And this business about I don't read the email. I read all the emails, 90% of them, except the ones that are even too grotesque, which you can't even believe how bad they are. Even that one I read. Can't handle the real calls, the good calls. You can only talk to morons. Yeah, I'm the one responsible for writing what comes in on the emails and for making the calls. That's me. Don't blame it on the fact that the masses out there are asses and they have basically nothing to say. Oh, the Oscar nominations are out. That'll kill some good time. But I'd rather kill some good time and mail it in by reading that one sentence again. You haven't taken calls in ages. How are listeners like me supposed to express our complaints? By sending an email, I guess, because you just did. It worked like a charm, and I read it on the air about 15 times. John.
Yeah. We want the Neil Rogers show back.
Again, here's a guy trying to say the same thing that most of these people say.
I have no life.
Right. Write it on your arm.
I have no life.
Write it on your
rectum.
Ass.
No.
Yes.
I have no life.
God. Get a billboard and carry it around like a, what do they call this? A sandwich board.
There it is.
And walk around naked with a sandwich board around your naked ass, running around, I have no life. Just announce it to the world. How are listeners like me supposed to express our complaints? Oh, brother. You nailed it way back when shortly after we first started with the emails.
Right. Critiques
complaints, critiques, and then, of course, life instruction.
Right.
How to do this and how to do that, and don't do this and do. I'll take calls when I'm good and ready. How do you like that? And as far as I haven't taken them in what did it say? In ages? It's a few weeks. And believe you me, I feel so much better for it, too.
I'm your friend. I'm your friend.
This is Joe Bell's idea of a talk radio station. He wouldn't know talk radio if somebody shoved one up his ass. God. Joe Bell. Your buddy. How's the car coming, by the way?
Oh, yeah, any minute now.
JP says these morons who complain about the spots on the internet stream are annoying. If the spots bother them so much, why don't they just listen to the podcast and fast forward through the spots? Huh. Oh, not another poll idea. Oh, no. It says, I love you, so don't take this to think I want you to die. Oh, I will. But not soon enough to make some people out there happy. I'll croak. And so will all of you. Paul, what will you be doing when you croak? Eating, having sex, talking on the radio, gambling, joicing, etc. I think I'll be doing etc. How the hell do we know what we're going to be doing when we croak?
I don't know. I guess we just have to guess.
I don't see any update from the fake Anita Marks now that we got the real one out of the closet, that she re-signed a deal in Baltimore and is not coming to WQAM this year, next year, 4 years from Sukkot, who knows? Oh, but Mr. Bell and Mr. Darrow have assured me that, yeah. You're right, they're all fake. Even this John guy is probably fake with how are we supposed to register our complaints?
Yeah.
I mean, nobody could make that up. That's too good to be true.
It's very funny. Yeah, I agree.
Too good to be true. How's the lineup look the rest of the day? Oh, it's the same. Oh, no. Oh, no. Look what's on 4 to 7. Oh, no. Orlando at the Senior Bowl 2 to 4 if he can hold up that 1.1 share.
Rock solid.
Oh, yeah. Then we got 4 to 7 Geldy. That's called, in the trade, it's called a forfeit. 7 to 9, we got Hurricane Hotline. 9 to 10, Dolphins tonight. And then 10 to midnight, we got the DA point show. Now, if you had an hour with a point, with nobody listening, I mean, what would you do during that hour? Maybe you could take some calls so people could express their complaints.
I'd play fart sounds over and over again.
I don't think he's going to have to do that to get canned. DA. I mean, I don't know. You keep telling me he's a great guy.
He's a very nice guy.
And maybe he is,
fan
but
of
there's
ours,
a lot of good guys out there. That doesn't mean they belong on the radio.
That's a valid point.
We don't get a whole lot of commentary about his show, and, of course, when you have nobody listening, it's probably pretty difficult to get anybody commenting on your show. We got a guy, Damon Amendola, DA from Kansas City. He's on 8 to 11, 10 to midnight. He's on whatever the hell we can fit him in, whenever we don't have some silly-ass ball game on like last night. Manny says, I'm a Julio who lives out by you in the Acres. Just for your information, there's a Las Vegas Cuban restaurant and plantation right on Broward Boulevard, just east of University Drive on the north side, where there's a Winn-Dixie, Blockbuster, and Dry Clean USA. Oh, yeah, I know exactly where that is. That's one of those shopping centers that you can drive into, but there's no way to drive out. It's no, you know what I mean?
It's a trap.
No, it's set up in a very bizarre way. Also, please tell Lisette from West Palm Beach that Casa Romeo, I think she spelled it wrong, Casa Romeo at Ludlam Northwest 186 closed down.
I see. Sure glad
I just want you to know that for my money, the best Cuban restaurant is in Hialeah named Asturia on East 4th Avenue and 39th Street. That sounds like some kind of disease, like listeria. Asturia.
Mm-hmm.
East 4th Avenue and 39th Street next to La Copa Supermarket. Take care, says Manny. Thank you, Manny. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias, Manny. Let me see if Anita Mark, the fake one, has chimed in. Just like how they, when the numbers, the hourlies came out, how they really suddenly dummied up across the street and down the road. Chuck in Chicago says, I love Chicken Neck. I almost ran off the road driving into work today. I heard Blinded by the Light and Betty Davis' Eyes on the radio. Of course, I thought of the Chicken Neck versions. I assume he did both, yes. My wife hates them. I sing the Neil version of them. My wife hates it, then I sing, well, whatever. Poll idea. Favorite Boca Brian parody. Done that before, yes. And there's so many of them. There's a million of them. Shameless request. Can you play the call from Fox News, Heather? I assume you can't play the song anymore. That call was the beginning of the end of the good bits on your show. Thanks for all you and George do, Chuck in Chicago. Yeah, and let me tell you, one of the people who was involved in that whole thing about Fox News, Heather. Yeah, that should give you a good rate. Yeah. He was involved. When I dropped the bomb, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he tried to get me canned. He tried to get you canned. I don't think there was anybody in the building. He didn't try to get fired when he was around, when he was poisoning the air, the atmosphere in that building. Nice hire there, Greg. Boy, look at the long list of miserable, abject failures. Mo Howard, David, Jerks, Kenny and Blow, Morning Show, D.A. What am I leaving out? And then, of course, moving some of the pieces around.
Rock solid.
He's working out real well in the afternoon. You know, he was a lot better, I think, when people were asleep, 5 to 7 in the morning. But when people are actually awake, not so good. Just a succession of abject failure, Jolly Joe. Failure. Like you say, everything he likes is going to suck and it's going to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Suck and fail. Suck and fail.
Right.
Suck and fail.
Wow.
What?
Nothing. It's just got a...
got a ring to it.
A ring to it.
It's almost got as good of a ring to it as... What did I do with it? I'll find it. I don't want to lose that. How are listeners like me supposed to express our complaints? Oh, my God. It took all these years, and I finally found out what I'm doing here. It's like what an action line at the Herald. Only action line is like a request to help them get something accomplished. This isn't that. This is just complaints. Let's just play that sound for 4 hours every day. Do it. And I think a lot of people would enjoy it. It's an outlet for their misery.
Neil God.
Meanwhile, the Democratic race between Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton still too close to call. We'll have more later. That went smoothly. Yeah. No, I'll have to ad-lib it. Give me one interesting exit poll, please.
Emery Banks for ABC 25 Today. Back to you, Jan.
Thanks, Maria. It's 6:17 in Health Watch this morning. Doctors in Utah are hoping for a new medical breakthrough to solve the problems of attention disorder behavior with problems with children. Attention deficit hyperactivity is a common disorder, and it affects 3 out of 5 kids, or actually 3 to 5% of the children with... let's start this all over again, can we? Let's back it up and start it over. I'm lost.
So I'm doing the first one. He's not expecting a big win. And then how has his money and staff situation changed? Okay, and then there's much more CBS News ahead. Okay, Freddie, Giuliani's dead. I mean, you know what I mean. Hey, Eric, did you use the cool shadow on the snow shot yet? The CBS? Yeah. It's so cool. I don't think it's hokey. I think it's so cool.
A local man spots something suspicious and
that he decides to spring into action. He has done something that is very good.
Wheatland or Wheatland? Wheatland, right? How do you say that? Does anyone know? Sorry. Wheatland. 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 Okay. Oh, okay. Wheatland, Wisconsin. So I'll say Cynthia. Cynthia? She has pretty eyes. They're freaking me out a little. No, she looks like a husky. You know those weird blue eyes? Huh?
Yeah. Are we not close out?
Cindy McCain has the most intense eyes. They're like light ice blue. And she had a purple suit on, and they were so intense. I was like, I couldn't stop staring at her. She must have thought I was weird.
Okay, thank you. All right, it's back to you, Jim.
Ollie, don't let her go away. That's what. Does she have a response to that? Is she still there?
What's that?
Did the lady just leave?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad. Should have kept that discussion.
She's back if you want her.
Yes.
She heard you.
Yes.
What would you like to know?
I'd like to know a response to what the gentleman said. The gentleman's a very effective spokesperson for the company, but obviously the people who live there are not satisfied with his explanation.
Right. So what do you want now?
Well, if I have to teach you how to be a reporter, Ollie, I'll do that later.
Oh, why don't you do that later, Jim? But I think the lady expressed herself, and you're not here, you're there. Is there any question you'd like me to ask her?
No, I'll give you lessons on how to become a reporter later.
Well, I'll give you some lessons on how to be an editor, because I was your boss once.
Yeah, you were, and are no longer. How did that happen?
Well, I don't know.
Here's Ernest DeMillo.
Clearly, putting a mission accomplished on an aircraft carrier was a mistake.
Were some people predicting Obama would beat Hillary by 20 points? 10? Double digits, okay.
Obviously, some of my rhetoric has been a mistake.
Tonight, a 7.2 magnitude earthquake rattled Alaska's seismically active Aleutian Islands. It was magnitude 7.2. It was a very large earthquake. The good thing is there were no immediate reports of any damages or injuries. So
Right after the break, we're going to interview Eric Weihenmayer, who climbed the highest mountain in the world, Mount Everest. But he's gay. He's blind. So we'll hear about that.
Okay, as we head to the break, a look at the six.
There have been disappointments. Abu Ghraib obviously was a huge disappointment during the presidency. Not having weapons of mass destruction was a significant disappointment.
I know who likes chocolate. Our Zane Virgie loves chocolate. One of our maid kids. Oh, nice melons behind you there.
Whoa!
Whoops, I'm sorry. Was that a light?
As we check the buoys outshore. I don't appreciate the speculation about Don Rumsfeld. He's doing a fine job. I strongly support him.
Well, what do you say to critics who believe that you're ignoring the advice of retired generals, military commanders, who say that there needs to be a change?
I say I listen to all voices, but mine's the final decision. And Don Rumsfeld is doing a fine job. I have strong confidence in Don Rumsfeld. I hear the voices. But I'm the decider.
Huckabee, he wasn't expecting to win. Okay, and then I'd like to ask her, in South Carolina, he should do better. I would rather look ahead to that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, okay. Jen, hold on 2 seconds, Rick. Can you hold on 2 seconds? Jen, where's my new Clinton-Obama, those 2 cards you made me? That you condensed to 2 cards? Oh, here it is. You have to just title them, okay?
Okay.
Clinton, Obama, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Because otherwise it's hard for me to pull them out.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Never mind, sorry. Okay, sorry, Rick.
Okay.
Is that a bad monitor on top, just out of curiosity? That looks so much better in the one below. So I guess Romney was exuding kind of false confidence, right? Harkening back to his Olympic experience in Salt Lake City. Well, will he do well in Michigan? Today is Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Wow. At least you can't lose your ratings, Katie, because you don't have any. She's kind of like Sid the Kid. Can't complain about his ratings. You don't have any.
Are you making up stuff again?
Yeah. Here's the poll. 903 votes on the poll. While listening to the Neil Rogers Show, whose opinions and observations do you agree with most often? And by the way, the emails today are all a bunch of wackos trying to be as wacky, fake wackos, but, you know. But that's good. Keep them coming. Kill some good time. Whose opinions do you agree with most often? Neil's 528. George's 225. No one's, I don't listen to the show or participate in the poll, 68. They don't participate in the polls, but we got 68 of these idiots who voted on it. Finger that out. An intelligent caller, I'm your friend, 35. Board ops, 29, like Fat Chris, which we still have no report on who's doing the bedtime stories. A random emailer is fake celebrity, 18. Fake celebrity, like Greg Budell. Celebrity in his own mind. How are listeners like me supposed to register our complaints? you got to admit, that is one of the all-time. That was that one just really caused a big pus bubble in my ass. Here's fake Gregory Belmore in the Belmore building in Okaloosa Acres, which there is no such place. There's an Okaloosa Acres, and there's also no such zip code, but nevertheless. I feel compelled to address your format or lack of same. Perhaps you'd receive a higher listenership if you looked over your gigantic ego and viewed the ratings of these successful radio shows and capitulated to the fact that a conservative viewpoint is what people want to hear. Sean Hannity and Rush Limbaugh. Need I say more? Get with it, man. Take a realistic conservative view. Talk about the horrors of abortion, pornography, and homosexuality. Then and only then will you gain the eminence you desire. You may thank me with a return email to the address below. Kind regards, some fake name in a fake city with a fake zip code. He's a new faker in the last few days, last couple of weeks. Gregory. Screw you, Gregory. Sam says there's talk at the water cooler of the new GR show. George claims a new voice for radio. Other claims of the old regime is nearing the end upset me. Yet I still listen to... Other claims of the old regime nearing the end upset me, yet I still listen to the GR show. You. When George he's got the G, instead of J.
I see.
When George plays his music, I automatically click off the dial. Usually it's the band On the Rise story with bizarre noises thrown in and people struggling to play their instruments. I'll usually check back to see if the music is passed after some time. Then I'll start my listening again. A loyal listener discovered you by chance many years ago, Sam. Love the GR show, says subject. Talk at the water cooler of the George Rodriguez. Yeah, George is moving in. He's taking over.
Yeah.
What is who?
Biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
If you're a tomcat, too busy being famous to raise your little kitten, come to the Scientology Daycare Center, where there's a time for everything, like story time.
Okay, kids, let's hear some more fairy tales from L. Mother Hubbard. Yay!
Playtime.
Come on, kids, everyone on the jumping couch.
And even show and tell time.
Whoa, hey, kids, I'm Xenu the Clown, and I'm going to twist these balloons just like this crazy religion is going to twist your little vines.
The Scientology Daycare Center. You don't know the history of daycare. We do. You're being glib. Stop being glib.
How come they don't put a skull and crossbones over anything connected with religion?
Because they're the ones in control of everything?
Killer religion, baby. Fill in the blank, whichever one you want. Killer. Kill your enemies. Smote them, smite them, smate them. Get out of here with all that crap. Every corner of the world, they're all busy killing each other because their God is better than the other guy's God, and yada, 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 and their Bubba Mices are more accurate, and et cetera, and so on. Bunch of bull crap. Talk about a waste of time and money and energy. Can you imagine the good time we could be having with that money?
Oh, yeah.
My God.
Well, they're having a good time with it.
Yeah, they're having a hell of a good time with it, especially the Catholic Church. All those priests who want to continue altering boys. Vinny says, your show is perfect as is. Perfect, yeah. Perfect my ass. All the negative vibes are probably from people who loved Bush. That putz probably doesn't even know he's not in the White House anymore. Go Obama, go Neil God, Boca Vinny. Thanks, Vinny. Show isn't perfect. Nobody's perfect, okay? The show isn't anywhere near what we would like it to be, but then again, this is the age in which we live.
That's right.
And we're hoping that Obama puts some more moderate people on the FCC and that they loosen up their ass a little bit and that maybe Joyce has a massive heart attack and croaks this week. So, little things like that could help. Oh, don't go blaming Joe Bell now. I'm not blaming anybody for anything. I'm still taking home a good check every 2 weeks. I'm doing just fine. I'm doing fine. Joe says, why don't you have a segment where Neil is genuinely emotional? Oh, Joe, who is also So I May Vent. Remember yesterday, So I May Vent?
Yeah.
Wait, hear it out. But the real Neil Rogers, if that indeed is your real name, R-E-E-L-E-D, so many stupid people out there, it's just scary. If that's your real name. Let your listeners in on the day for a day in the life of Neil Rogers. Have a tear one time or even vent another way. The schmuckies you spew, no, that ain't swell. What? I mean, just words that haven't been invented yet.
Please share.
Open up, Neil. Share with your intrigued listeners what really, and I mean really, drives an extremely old man to bitterness radio. I say as long as the paychecks roll in, at least something help. The real effort, the bittersweet sounds of Jesus, real Savior, Neil God Rogers. I'm off to take a Schmidt. Does that make any... I mean, some of these people are just insane. They're crazy people. They need to be rounded up and taken away with a butterfly net. Wow. Here's one that says, I'm sick and tired of you being negative about Steve Geldstein's radio skills when you have George, who has none and shouldn't be on the radio. Signed, Goldie Goldstein's mom. Sick and tired of you being on the air when Geldy has got the great voice and the great nose. And also comes on at MSNBC at night, posing as Rachel Maddow. That's Geldy, I'm telling you. I recognize that schnoz anywhere. Me is back again. Me now pretending to be friendly. You people, you think that the phone calls are bad. You people on these emails are more spastic than ever. You don't need to take calls. People like me don't have anything useful to say. Useful. U-S-E-F-U-L-L. I prefer email because I know I'm useless and you won't hang up on me. I still look forward to your show even though it makes no sense. He looks forward to my show, or it, whatever it is, looks forward, even though it makes no sense.
Right.
So let me ask you, how the hell, if we don't take any calls, how are these people supposed to get through with their complaints?
Smoke signals. Morse code.
You want to hear the Oscar nominations?
Whatever, if you want.
Well, we don't have any more emails.
Oh, well, in that case,
maybe I do in my pile.
Read the phone book or something.
I'm not reading the stuff, okay? Reading is the kiss of death. Oh, here's one from Tom Murray. No material, just eternal devotion. York University, Toronto, 74 to 78, worked at Maple Leaf Gardens for Turk Broda's brother on the maintenance crew. Got into all the games free. Sittler, Ellis, Lanny, later Vive, Derlago. Hope we live to see another cup. Yeah. Cup my ass, okay?
Gently?
Oh, good God. Vesa Toskala couldn't stop a beach ball from 60 yards away. Ruled by a 2-year-old child. Don't get me started. Benjamin Button is Oscar's frontrunner with 13 nominations. Period love story, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, emerged as the frontrunner for the Academy Awards Thursday after landing a whopping 13 nominations. Do you know what that movie is even all about? Oh, it's Brad Pitt.
Yeah, he's aging backwards.
He's what?
Aging backwards.
Another one of those. What was that Jim Carrey movie where he was the same, the day kept repeating? Yeah,
that wasn't a Jim Carrey movie, was it?
Yeah.
Bill Murray. Ron Jim Carrey. Groundhog Day.
Jim Carrey.
The day kept repeating.
Jim Carrey.
All right, then you tell me.
I don't know. I didn't see it. And I sure as hell didn't see The Curious Case of Benjamin's Button. The critically acclaimed romance starring Brad Pitt as a man who ages in reverse edged out India set rags to riches drama Slumdog Millionaire, which scored 10 nominations. Benjamin Button scored nominations in most of the Blue Riband categories. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Blue Riband? Including Best Picture and Best Director, while the film's leading man, Pitt, also earned a Best Actor. And I'm so tired of him. Oh, my God. Enough with him already. Retire! The film's 13 nods was just one shy of the all-time record of 14 nominations, held by 1997's Titanic and 1950's Bette Davis classic All About Eve, which both went on to win Best Picture award. But there was a disappointment for Batman blockbuster The Dark Knight. which failed to earn nominations in either the Best Picture or Best Director categories, two areas where the film had been tipped to score. However, the film did earn a poignant posthumous Oscar nomination for Australian dead actor Heath Ledger, a year to the day after the heartthrob died of an accidental overdose in New York. Ledger picked up a Best Supporting Actor nomination for his spellbinding performance as the Joker and is now the heavy favorite heading into the February 22nd awards extravaganza at Hollywood's Kodak Theater. Other contenders in the Best Picture category are political drama Frost Nixon, Gus Van Sant's biopic Milk, starring Sean Penn as trailblazing gay politician Harvey Milk. The surprise nominee, which appeared to squeeze out The Dark Knight, is Stephen Daldry's Nazi drama The Reader. In acting categories, Pitt will be up against sentimental favorite Mickey Rourke. Oh, my God. Superb as a washed-up prizefighter in The Wrestler. Penn for his role in Milk, and Frank Langella, who plays disgraced former U.S. President Nixon in Frost Nixon. Richard Jenkins of The Visitor completes the lineup for Best Actor. Pitt's partner, Angelina Jolie, is meanwhile nominated in Best Actress category for her performance in Changeling. Changeling? What is that?
Never heard of it.
Her rivals will be Kate Winslet, Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, and Melissa Leo. Oh, Leo Walker, that's the chick that does the business report on the all-news station here, 680 News. Leo Walker. And then, of course, there's Contessa and all these people. The directing categories mirrored the Best Picture race. Fincher earned a nod for Benjamin Button, while Briton Danny Boyle was nominated for Slumdog Millionaire. Ron Howard, Best Director Oscar winner for A Beautiful Mind, was also nominated, along with Van Zandt. Did you look up the Jim Carrey movie, by the way?
I'm trying to tell you that you're thinking of the wrong movie.
Is it Bill Murray?
Yes. Groundhog Day. He repeats the same day over
Groundhog
and over again.
Day, that's it.
Yeah, Bill Murray.
And that's Bill Murray?
Bill Murray.
Didn't see it. I used to like Bill Murray once upon a time, when he was funny.
Mm-hmm.
Ron Howard nominated for something. In supporting acting categories, Ledger's rivals include Robert Downey Jr. for Tropic Thunder, Josh Brolin in Milk, Philip Seymour Hoffman in Doubt, and Michael Shannon in Revolutionary Road. Wasn't Doubt the movie you kept telling me I should see? No Doubt?
No.
Best Supporting Actress race saw nominations for Doubt co-stars Viola Davis and Amy Adams. Spanish star Penelope Cruz picked up a nod for Woody Allen's comedy Vicky Cristina Barcelona. Marisa Tomei, The Wrestler, and Taraji P. Henson, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, complete the field. In other categories, Israel's Waltz with Bashir was named in the Best Foreign Language race, where it will compete against Germany's The Baader-Meinhof Complex, France's The Class, Japan's Departures, and Revanche from Austria. Revanche. God. And that's it. I mean, there's a whole bunch more. I'm not going to pain the audience reading all that. Anita Marks resigns in Baltimore, and I have no email, no further information from the fake Anita Marks, now that she's out of the closet.
The biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
This is the Neil Rogers Show. This is your brain. Any questions?
Chris Matthews played hardball for 2009. I'll tell you what, I got fat over the break. I ate so much turkey when the doctor put his hand up my colon to do my exam, he pulled out stuffing. I'm serious. There was actual breadcrumbs and chopped onion. Not that you care, but it's going to be a tough year for yours truly. I can't bitch, moan, whine, and complain anymore because my guy's in the White House. Maybe it's time for me to go after another group of people or get a hobby. I've always wanted a hobby. Maybe I'll learn to play the trumpet or the sousaphone. Stop! I lost my mind for a minute. Nobody cool plays the sousaphone. It's impossible to look cool while you have that big donut around your head. Why do they always make the fat kid play the sousaphone? Anyway, let's get right to it. Play hardball. My first guest for 2009 is the President of the United States. I should say outgoing George Bush. How are you? You have a crazy laugh. Anybody ever tell you that? You make me nervous. Why are you looking at my zipper? Does it bother you having a last name Bush? Does it? Answer the question.
Well.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Time's up. Don't answer that question. My next guest on Hardball, first episode 2009. Don't have another guest. Realize people don't like me anymore. Won't come on the program. Gotta talk to non-issue people, like Congressman from Maine. What the hell? Guess 2009 makes me the news anchor most likely to play the sousaphone. Hardball back for another year on MSNBC. Happy New Year.
The Truman Show, Jim Carrey.
Okay.
When he discovered his life was a TV show?
Okay.
Well, that's what it says. I didn't see it. Maybe I did see it.
I understand that's what the movie's about. I didn't see it either.
You didn't?
No.
I can't believe that. A Jim Carrey movie you didn't see? He's another one. Retire! Retire! I liked him a lot in the beginning. You know, he was pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
He's Canadian, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, don't hold that against him.
I don't.
Oh, Cornell says, I know this might be off topic this morning. Off topic. Cornell, usually you're a pretty irrational guy. Well, what does that mean, off topic? Do we have topics on this show? Yeah, you got to do topics, Neil, like abortion and faggery and like that. I do faggery as much as I can.
That's what I heard.
Not lately, though. I was watching Chris Matthews last night. I couldn't help but think about the bit. Every time I hear it, I crack up. It's like the Disney bits. I hear it a million times, still laugh like it's the first time I heard it. I wanted to know if you guys or the person who made the bit ever send it to the person you're poking fun at. No, we don't. I think Chris has a good sense of humor. Will probably enjoy it. He picks at himself all the time for interrupting his guests. No. I'm also starting an email campaign to bring back Hank. Oh, that'll have a real big impact, Cornell. Save your energy. Do something constructive. Go feed a starving pigeon or something. Always a great show. You guys are the best thing on radio, says Cornell. That's why I played
it's Chris Matthews playing
that. Hardball. Softball. Cliff and Kendall, who's a little bit slow on the upchuck, evidently, says, Neil, the more I study John Travolta smooching his nanny, the male nanny, the more I can't find any other explanation. That is a lovey-dovey kissy-poo with tongue. What a fag. Is he a Scientology closet case? Question mark. That's like saying, is today Thursday? I mean, come on, Cliff. Cliff also is usually fairly sharp, but I don't know. Maybe it's the post-inauguration blues. Because these people seem to be really off their feed, you know?
Yeah.
Better take some calls, otherwise how can they call in with their complaints?
That's right.
Oh, that is just... Nothing new on there now. But thanks to somebody sent me all the Jim Carrey stuff. And I scrolled down and I thought, oh, The Truman Show, that's it. And I Googled it. And sure enough. 937 votes on the poll. I think when we get to 1,000, I'll change it. Because Eric's already got the new one up, ready to rock and roll with it.
All right.
Not that the new one's all that great. In fact, let me take a look at what it is. Oh, it's another Charlie B. poll. Oh. Charlie, you know, you do so much for us with so many polls, but unfortunately so many of them are so bad. But it just goes to show you how tough it is coming up with a new and nifty and, well, maybe not nifty, but a new poll idea every day. Right?
Yep. It's tough.
God, it's only 11:04. This show seems like it's going to be an 80-hour marathon today. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just getting old. Geldy, 4 to 7. Maybe that's what got me a little off my feet, seeing Geldy on the schedule again. Oh, my God. 9:40 on the poll. When listening to the Neil Rogers Show, whose opinions and observations do you agree with most often? Neil's 555. George's 231. Now, if you took the same poll when you were doing the show, it would probably be like ass backward, you know?
Right.
Because all the roller skating people would be listening to that.
Roller skating people, if they really were honest, you understand that the things that we disagree with about you and I, they agree with me more often, especially the important things.
Like?
Penis. Music. Movies.
Penis?
Yeah. Most of us are disgusted by them.
They come in handy.
That's what I heard.
Most of them are disgusted by them?
Most of us are, yeah. Most of mine.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Maybe there's a sharp instrument in the studio there.
Uh-huh. No, not my own.
Maybe you can cut it off.
No.
Don't cut!
I think I have said for years that sex organs are hardly, by themselves, you know, not attractive things.
I disagree.
Breasts, yes, but a breast is not a sex organ.
I know. I disagree.
But genitalia are not, well, whatever.
I know.
Neil's 555, George's 231. No one's, I don't listen to the show or participate in the polls. 68, yeah, likely story. 68 people don't participate in the polls, but they voted on this one? Figure that out, huh? Stick your finger deep inside your ass and figure that out. An intelligent caller. I'm your friend, 36. Yeah, let me know when we get one. Board Ops, 30. And a random emailer's fake celebrity, 20. Like the fake, we don't have any of the fake people on today. What's that all about?
I don't know. Beg. They'll write.
I'm not going to beg. Neil at neilrogers.com. They know the email address. I'm going to beg for fake emailers, especially Anita Marks, now that she's out of the closet, and we have the story that she re-signed for one more year in Baltimore, and she's not coming to QAM. Although they were courting her, they wanted her on this show and that show and all over the place.
The side
Joe Bell, because she's got a hot ass. And I guess the deal here probably fell through once they found out she was Jewish. Join George at Gulfstream tomorrow as we get ready for the Sunshine Millions on Saturday. Now, let's see. Tomorrow is Pick the Pony Day.
Jess.
The best of the best from Florida and California compete in some big stake races throughout the day, Saturday at Gulfstream, and we'll be doing Neil's Pick the Ponies again tomorrow. Look to go 2 for 2 with one of our listeners. And look to go 2 for 2. Oh, my God. Also, Saturday, we'll be giving away a pair of tickets to the Super Big Game in Tampa next weekend, and there'll be a chance to win a new Honda CR-V from Potamkin Honda. Hey, you ought to enter that contest, George. Maybe you can win it.
All right.
For info and directions, go to GulfstreamPark.com. I mean, that would look a little bit bad, but, hey, George Rodriguez is the winner of that. That would be great.
We didn't rig it at all.
No. Not in the least. Don't forget, we're going to be giving away... I'm telling you, don't forget.
Right, I won't.
Tell me, don't forget. We're going to be giving away a couple, how many?
Hey, don't forget. I don't know, whatever it says there.
2 certificates to the 15th Street Fisheries. And the other ones that go on sale are at noon today. Great place.
Yep.
Stephen Kendall says, I think it's worth mentioning that during his inaugural address, the president at least acknowledged the existence of non-believers. Yeah, I got an article about that. He's the first president ever. The first president-elect ever inaugurated to acknowledge non-believers. Heathen bastards like me.
And me.
Well, George is a little wimpy about it.
Yeah.
Stephen Kendall says, I say amen to that. I also can't wait till our government permits us, freedom-loving citizens, to travel to Cuba. I'll be the first one on a plane to give my money to the communists before Walmart and McDonald's invade, says Stephen Kendall. Well, good for you, Steve. Hallelujah. Oh, Phil. Oh, Phil Ark, the radio maven. Well, at least we got somebody on here. He's not one of the... Well, he is kind of chronic, but he's not one of the fake this one or fake that one. He's the fake Phil Ark. I wonder if he's related to Joan of. You think?
Oh, yeah.
Who was the dyke that played Joan of Arc?
Excuse me?
The dyke actress.
Which movie version?
1945, I want to say.
Ingrid Bergman?
Ingrid Bergman.
She was a dyke?
Was she a dyke?
I don't know.
Well, why not?
I thought she had a kid out of wedlock.
That's your area of expertise, man.
I thought she had a child out of wedlock, with a man.
So what does that prove? That proves she's got a vagina?
Yeah.
Well...
Most dykes don't accidentally get pregnant, They do it on purpose.
No, she had an affair, a notorious affair, Ingrid Bergman.
That's right.
I'll tell you who the dykes were, was Paula Negri and whoever the other one was.
Who?
The two dykes, the beards for Rudolph Valentino.
Oh, I see. Well.
Yeah. Phil Ark says Anita Marks wasn't ever going to come down here because in Baltimore, her radio show is simultaneously broadcast on MASN, Mid-Atlantic Sports Network, which it is continuing to be, by the way. You can catch it on DirecTV and the 620 channels. No way Joe Bell could assure her she was going to get extra national exposure like that. You need people with fully developed and varied opinions, maybe young and cheap, but new blood for the rest of that lineup for sure. P.S. I know you saw Dick Cheney on Tuesday with the wheelchair and the stick in the hand. My question to you is, which of the following did he remind you of the most? Dr. Strangelove or Mr. Potter in It's a Wonderful Life? Dr. Strangelove for sure. For sure.
For shizzle.
Well, let me ask you this. If we don't take any calls today... Oh, don't tell me I lost that thing. Oh, don't say you lost it. That would be bad.
No, not that email.
Yeah. Got to frame it. I can't find it.
Oh, well.
But it was something about how can people get through with their complaints.
Right.
How can people contact us with their complaints? Not with their ideas, not with their opinions, not with their questions, not with their anything, but with their complaints. Wah, wah, wah. All you people that want to go wah, go away. Drop dead. Go wah wah to somebody else. Go do it to somebody who wants to hear your crap. Wah. Hate it. Nauseating. Oh, here's a fake one from the Department of the Treasury. Let me tell you, one of the surest ways of knowing it's a fake email is when it's written to nobody.
Right.
From so-and-so to blank. Here's one that says, are you thinking about the Truman Show? Jim Carrey was in that one. It's about him being in a fake world. It's part of a TV show. Another dumb movie. Yeah, better late than never. See, there's a delay on these. Oh, now New York City Dave also comes up with a thing. Oh, no, he's the one that sent this to me originally. The list of the Jim Carrey movies. Thanks, New York City Dave. I knew you were good for something. Wow. Well, this is the hour. Noon we do the certificates. Tomorrow we do the Pick the Pony contest. You got an appearance on Saturday? Why not?
No.
I think next week. Oh, no, wait a minute. Tomorrow you're going to be at Gulfstream.
Correct.
I just read the promo for it, and I wasn't paying any attention.
That's all right.
I was just reading words on a page, you know?
What?
Do you ever do that?
All
you
the time.
read words on a page and you don't absorb the essence of what it's saying?
Reread it, yeah. Just like an autopilot.
Yeah, that's right. My mind was on autopilot because it was about you being at Gulfstream tomorrow, which is good. We have a lot of fun when you go out there, and maybe not take a lot of money with you.
I am too.
Because we're going to be betting a couple $100 a race minimum.
That's right.
The biggest names.
Give me some money, Pops.
This is Neil Rogers.
Holy cow, Aaron's coming.
I don't believe it.
Absolutely. Water rushed in and went right up to my knees. Thought I was in the sky above. Now I'm in a submarine. Water's cold, freezing my toes. A bag of blue diamond nuts is floating by my nose. Underneath the Hudson I could see a rotting corpse with both his feet in a bucket of concrete. Lucky for me, I can take a stroll along the wing, thanks to a flock of stupid geese that made the water rush in.
11:18 at 560 WQAM. Happy Thursday to you, the World Flaming Neil Rogers Show. Chuck in Chicago says, I'm at work. I had to take off the headphones to take a call. Sorry about the delay. I apologize for being a moron. Do you know what he's talking about?
Nope.
The Truman Show still sucked. And he says, I'll take the 5-horse in the second race tomorrow. I don't know who I'm going to take because I don't have the entries yet. From Steve Sloan.
I'm sure you'll
I love you guys. Chuck in Chicago says, what?
I'm sure you'll get them at some point.
At some point. Well, what kind of a promise is that? I'm sure you'll get them at some point.
That's no promise at all.
What kind of an assertion is that?
It's a psychic prediction.
Oh. George Ann says, Yo, Neil. Oh, no, this isn't George Ann. It's Rob in South Miami, who I guess on the Internet probably poses as George Ann. Rob says, is this the same Anita Marks that played professional women's football here in Miami? Yes. I believe they were called the Miami Tropics. Yes. She played quarterback. Yes. That league lasted almost 5 seconds. Yes. Love the show. Yes. Rob in South Miami. That's the same Anita Marks, and she ain't coming. She's staying in Baltimore, so Jolly Joe Bell's going to have to come up with some other half-assed deal, some other half-assed solution to the mess that he made. God. Just like a little child with a toy.
Mm-hmm.
And just abusing it and losing it, smashing it against the wall, and breaking it into a million little pieces. Oh, you know what I really enjoyed? Where the hell did I have it? Almost as much as that. Pez.
Oh. Yeah.
At Christmas time, somebody in the entourage, I forget who, had like a Pez dispenser with a bunch of Pez, and I haven't had that in years.
Yeah, Pez is good.
And so Paco had like about a half a package of Pez left, and he gave it to me, and I can't tell you how much I enjoy that crap.
Great.
Not that I'm going to go out and get me a Pez dispenser or anything like that. Why the hell do you need that when you can just buy it out of the package? I don't know where you buy Pez.
Anywhere. Walgreens, you know.
In a drugstore they got Pez?
Oh, yeah. Anywhere that's got...
Get out of here.
All right, see ya.
We don't got no Walgreens here. What about
the packs? Like
what about Rexall?
Big bet. Sure.
What about Shoppers Drug Mart?
Supermarkets, you can buy the bags of the refills and just eat them.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Who the hell needs the dispenser?
It's fun.
It is?
It's half the fun.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you cock the head
when you're
back
a fat pig like me, you don't want to go through a whole procedure.
It depends on what your Pez dispenser looks like.
Oh.
Rectum. I don't know if they have those.
Rocky says the best Cuban food is at Molina's Ranch on Red Road. This came in late in the show yesterday.
Okay.
I believe north of Hialeah. Classic old time with style. Molina's Ranch on Red Road. We sure didn't get a whole lot of input on that yesterday about where in South Florida you can get the best Cuban food. Now, Las Vegas, you said, and a bunch of other people said you're right.
Yep.
But other than that, we sure as hell didn't get and everybody agreed La Carreta is caca. La Carreta, La caca.
Las Vegas, every time I've been there a million times, and it's always...
Now, what is this,
good.
Mexican food?
Yeah, right.
Now, what is Cuban food when you come right down to it, besides beans?
Okay, you won't like it unless you
Now,
like...
why are you chuckling? I didn't say I'm going to like it.
I know. Because
I like
you keep saying that.
noche
You like to
just
make
fine.
stuff up all the time, and you like beans, beans, beans. Nobody's more bean-intensive than the Mexicans, yet...
Oh, mushy beans.
Yet...
Frijoles.
Frijoles,
yes?
You eat Mexican food, and somehow manage to avoid the beans, even though nobody eats more beans.
Well, what Mexican food do I eat? If you're going to say taco smell is Mexican food, people are going to laugh at you because everybody screams, "Oh, that's not real Mexican food." Nobody in Mexico eats food like that.
As I've tried to explain to you through your bigoted wall,
I'm not bigoted.
Beans are a side dish.
I don't like beans.
Beans are a side dish.
And I don't like guacamole.
And we don't have guacamole in Cuban food.
And I don't like that super hot sauce that Mexicans insist on putting on everything.
In Cuban food. If you like garlic,
Mexicans, everything's got to be like extra,
See how he is?
just boiling hot.
Scathingly bigoted.
I'm listening.
Garlic and onions and citrus on chicken, fish, meat. That's what Cuban food is, in a nutshell. I mean, there's lots of other things involved there, but if you don't like garlic or onions, you're not going to like Cuban food. If you do, then you're gonna, because that's all it's about.
If you don't like what, garlic and onions?
Garlic and onions.
I love them both.
Well then.
Madly.
There you go. And beans are easily avoided. They're a side dish, like many other side dishes available. Yeah, they're very popular, but nevertheless.
Oh, my God. Woo!
What'd you find?
Ocean Reef Club, somebody sent me. Remember yesterday? This is a little bit delayed. Yesterday I asked where the hell's Ocean Reef, because we had an emailer from Ocean Reef.
Right.
Now we get the answer today.
Key Largo?
I'll get into it, just
all
relax.
Right. Well, that's what I said yesterday. I hope I wasn't wrong. No.
I'm a little bit off mic, too freaking bad, okay? If I'm way off mic, too bad.
Oh, yeah, who cares?
And Mike, who sends me this old article by John Gibson from MSNBC, formerly Fox Nazi News. Neil Rogers' low blow. That was back during the Condoleezza days.
Okay.
I mean, old article. Ancient. Remember that?
Yep.
Oh, Fox News is going to get Neil Rogers off the air. That worked really well, almost as well as their effort to get McCain elected. I'm not sure which one worked better. Steve says it makes you wonder what was in those boxes that Dr. Strangelove was lifting. It must have been something he didn't want anybody else to see for that fat work-avoiding fascist to move them himself. In keeping with the general air of complaints and critiques, I don't like that shirt you're wearing. Who do I complain to? Says Steve.
Cute. You're wearing a T-shirt?
No, I'm not wearing a T-shirt today because it's all the way up to -2. Usually it lasts a few weeks when it's been freezing cold. I've been wearing T-shirts.
So what are you wearing?
I don't like T-shirts. What?
Are you wearing like a parka?
No.
A cardigan?
I don't wear sweaters.
A sweatshirt?
No. A shirt.
Long john shirt?
Shirt, no, just a shirt. Short sleeve shirt. I don't like long sleeve shirts except the one I wore that day at Gulfstream, which don't ask me why I did that. Well, I didn't have any other shirts down there that were like pressed and like I felt I wanted to wear, and so I wore that one. And boy, it turned out to be 100 degrees in the shade, and I was sweating and schwitzing. And people thinking, why is Neil wearing that long sleeve shirt? It's so hot. Well, it's a Toronto shirt. This is a light blue, like a Sears shirt that I'm wearing today. You know, it's not bad for me. It's not a button down, like you would call an old man shirt.
I would.
Yes.
A short sleeve button shirt?
No, it's not button. Well, yeah, what do you mean button?
Like with buttons?
Yeah.
I wouldn't call that an old man shirt. I wear those all the time.
An old man shirt, like I said.
If you want. All right, sure.
Matt says, Ocean Reef Club is toward Key Largo, except you bear left very exclusive and secure. Dickie Nixon was a member there, had a lot of Rolls-Royce gold carts. Here's to Barack and Fox News waiting breathlessly for the first Obama screw-up. Now, Katie Quirk bit is unbelievable. A huge archive fan, Matt in West Michigan. Well, there must be a town you're in, Matt. I lived in Michigan and worked there for 12 years. Give me a town, you know, like Marshall, Albion, Grand Rapids, West Michigan, Holland. Come on, Matt. I'm surprised that we don't have more, because we got over 1,000 people a day all over the world who listen online. And when I say all over the world, you know, mostly who knows where the hell they are. But I would think we'd hear from more of them as in terms of where they are. Like we got the guy in Chicago.
Yeah.
But we don't hear an awful lot from those people.
Haven't you done a survey in the form of a poll before? Haven't we done that at least a couple times?
Where are you listening?
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Boring.
Yeah.
But it would be interesting if
we have the results somewhere on file, you know.
What?
The results are there somewhere on file.
The results of what?
Those polls.
You think I'm going to go, well, you do it.
No, Eric can do it.
You're the one who came up with it. Oh, Eric can do it. There we go. Poor fat Eric, man. The way you abuse him. He does so much for us. Only wish there was something we could do for him. I don't know what that would be.
Kiss him on the cheek.
That's it. Send him a kiss. Is Flea in his room or what?
I think he's still in that meeting or something.
Oh, well, let me know when he's
I'll check.
available.
I'll check during this break here. I'll write him a note.
Well, no, there's no emergency. We can do it any time today, but it would be appropriate to do it at a time when we're, like, peddling the certificates at noon in about 34 minutes to 15th Street Fisheries, which George is getting lunch again today.
Yes, I am.
Michael says, I don't want to complain or anything. Love you and George. I've listened to you for years and don't think you should change a thing. I listen to you every morning on the Internet. Keep up the good work and say hello to George. And that emailer was full of Schmidt. Well, most of the emailers are full of Schmidt.
Really?
That's why they like to share their Schmidt with the world. That's the way to do it. Neil at neilrogers.com. Share your Schmidt with the universe.
Biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Too young is too young.
About 30, man.
Helion rises in a tube ashore. He stirs up all the exiles.
Increíble.
Cause they have no life. And he starts at the Cuban school today. Helion visits Disney. He says he wants to stay. See him every day on TV as the Cubans clog the moon away. And the exiles use him as a pawn to get their way. When the help said to send them back and the hush begun, we want it all to go away today. And we're tired of Elion, and we're tired of traffic jams, and we're tired of all this crap. We just want to live our lives, and we're tired of Elion.
You fairy.
And we're tired of protest. We should send him back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, finger heads to Washington. And Carreta tags along. Another chance for publicity. While the Julios shut Miami down. And Helion wants to live with Mickey. Leaving Cuba far behind. They shower him with gifts and toys. While Miami slowly dies. And the exiles use him as a pawn to get their way. When the help said to send them back and the hush begun, we want it all to go away today. And we're tired of Elion, and we're tired of traffic jams, and we're tired of all this crap. We just want to live our lives, and we're tired of Elion, and we're tired of protest. We should send him back. And we're tired of Elion, and we're tired of traffic jams, and we're tired of all this crap. We just want to live our lives, and we're tired of Elion, and we're tired.
When's that Obama bounce taking place? Maybe Maria B. will let us know about that. Dow is down a couple 100 points again. Woo! Maybe it's a buying opportunity. What do you think?
Bye.
Let's see. Your poll really sucks, says Ernie. Please take it off when you hit 1,000 votes. Lately, the polls have been pretty crappy. I hate you. P.S. I hate George more.
Of course.
Don't you feel wounded now?
I'm crying and crying.
How many votes we got on the poll? 968. That's close enough. Let's get rid of it. Let's change the poll. Not because Ernie said so or whoever that was. Phony Ernie. Oh, and you want to know why the guy from Michigan didn't tell me where he was from?
Why?
Fake.
I see.
Fake. Well, he came back and admitted he's a fake. You know, because if somebody was actually in western Michigan, they would tell us, you know, Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids, somewhere. Jackson, Michigan, Concord. Here's the new poll is up there. If my boss gave me a pink slip tomorrow, due to the bad economy and all, my reaction would be, F you. That's the one. That's the vote for me. F you. In fact, that's my reaction now to my boss. F you. Just in general. A loser. What a destroyer. But not like Cheap Channel, though, I'll tell you one thing. See, I told you this was all coming. Newspapers, radio, TV. Everybody's getting their ass canned.
Canned ass.
Canned ass. Oh, my God. Wouldn't that sell like hotcakes, huh?
Sure.
Like strawberry shortcake, which I haven't had that in a long time.
Why not?
I don't know, because I don't go to the supermarket. I mean, I could go get some whipped cream and some strawberries. Mm-hmm. Canned strawberries, of course, because you got to have the juice.
Right.
Right?
Or you get fresh strawberries and you put them in a blender a little bit.
No.
Make your own.
I don't use my blender. It's put away. It's in a closet somewhere.
Okay.
While listening to the Neil Rogers Show, whose opinions and observations do you agree with most often? 968 votes. Neil's 573. George's 237. No one's. I don't listen to the show or participate in the poll. 70. Right. And intelligent callers like, I'm your friend, 37. Board ops, 30, like Josh Cordes or Fat Chris. And a random emailers like Fake Celebrity, 21. And they're all gone, by the way. Well, what's that all about?
Oh, jeez.
I mean, we got Phil Ark in there today, who actually had something to say. Not spectacular, but something.
He has something to do today.
You mean the one guy who's like the fake Barry Jackass and the fake Greg Budell and the fake Alice Rantel and the fake everybody else?
Maybe he's sick. Maybe his computer doesn't work
He's
today.
what?
Maybe his computer doesn't work.
I have no
today.
life.
Maybe he found a life. I doubt that. What about the fake Barry Jackass? Oh, Steve Sloan says, here you go, and there's the stuff. Okay, thanks, Steve. See, asking you should receive.
All right.
Here's one that says, man, I just did some errands, ate some lunch, had a nap, and it's only 11:30. Guess I'll keep listening to the award-winning pile of Schmidt. Now I'm off to Google Neil Rogers stuff just for the numbers. If you care about the listeners, you'll stop this music. Stop what music? If you care at all about the listeners, you will stop this music. What music am I playing, okay? Can you tell me?
I think they're talking about the Hoochie Coochie in the background.
Oh, if
I'm just guessing.
Yeah, that's
what
right.
else?
Why don't I do something about that?
Yeah,
Why don't you do something about it, George?
I'm doing it right now.
West Michigan Matt is from Ferrysburg on Lake Michigan, a half hour from Holland, Michigan. His biggest fear is to be featured in local paper and have the type guy said it as blah, blah, a local ferry. Oh, Matt. And then it says fake Michigan Matt. So who the hell knows what that's all about? Just a bunch of double talk. Just a bunch of double talk. My God. And then here's somebody sent me Mama B. Mama B's pretty good. Grabbing a bite between flights. Remember I was talking about that yesterday?
Yep.
About airport dining?
Yep.
I'll get to that momentarily.
By the way, do you like artichokes?
Yeah, I love artichokes.
I'm having a marina salad right now. From 15th Street Fisheries. It was just chock full of artichokes. Not to mention all the good stuff, too.
Great. Okay, I'll get to this thing eventually. When I'm good and ready, I'll get to it. 21 minutes and we'll be peddling those 15th Street Fisheries certificates, and those always go really fast. So ready, set, and go soon. Peter says, we listen in London today when I'm working, when I have my 10 weeks of vacation in Nice, France. Used to live in South Florida, long time gone. Love you, Neil. Not sure about George. He was rude to my Cuban wife once. How do you like that?
She must have been ugly.
Oh, my God. Now you've had it.
Well, I mean, if she was hot, it wouldn't have been rude, right?
Oh, so Matt said, this is the one I was referring to, the follow-up before the third one that made no sense. Just went to Pez.com, can order cheap and saw they had chocolate too, signed fake Michigan Matt. I remember a horse called Michigan Mac, driven by Ralph Mapes and Joe Mapes. Michigan Mac. Great horse. Not great, but pretty damn good. So I'm racing Chicago at Sportsman's Park, and it's Michigan Mac on the outside. How's that guy Tampa Bay Downs doing? He have a stroke yet or what?
Estoy estrangulando el pollo para acá.
560 WQAM, your sport hole leader, has been taking a brutal beating in the ratings in the afternoon for too long. The last ratings book finally convinced management that Sportsholia should never have expanded beyond a 5-minute featurette. It's entertainment you want, and information. Oh, is that what we're on the air for? Coming soon to Sport Hole Radio, 560 WQAM, The Blue Men. 3 guys painted blue will contort their bodies into different shapes and words to inform and entertain you.
Hi, we're the Blue Men. And we're...
Can I talk?
Yeah.
We can talk, you know.
Sure, go ahead.
Our career only went as far as the Pentium Dual Core.
Yeah, we haven't been employed since the Pentium 4.
So now we bring our talents to you on the radio.
Okay, here. Here is the letter S.
You gotta hold my ankle.
The letter P.
On my shoulders. Letter P.
Oh, letter O. Everybody. Everybody. Oh. All right. Okay, back it down.
Letter R.
Keep going back here. Left toe. Right here. And letter R.
And T. That's an easy one.
S again.
All right. S. Contorting.
S. For the benefit of our listeners, we just spelled sports.
The Blue Men, on 560 WQAM, where the only thing that matters is nothing.
Oh, 13 to noon at 560 WQAM. Do we want to do the thing with the giveaway?
I'm waiting for Lee or somebody to get in there. I left a note on his desk. I think
he's not
still
in
the
there?
meeting. I don't know.
Well, how long can that meeting go on? How many days, how many weeks, how many months, how many years?
That's all they do here.
Oh,
my Instead of running a business, they just have meetings. And
okay,
you know what they do during those
my
meetings?
Gulfstream entries for tomorrow, for the Pick a Pony thing.
By the way, Frank,
Gregory says, oh, my God. It's long. Whatever it is, it's long. Sorry, Gregory, I'll get
not what I heard.
It's long. Real long.
Not fooling anyone.
You just don't know Gregory. So here's my entries for the Gulfstream Park second race tomorrow. Let's see. 8 entries. 8 horses tomorrow.
By the way, congratulations.
Race, 6 furlongs, claiming $10,000 for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races. There's Lady Lori, Optime, Genuine Diamond, With Mixed Emotions, Emerald Moon, Cockamoon, Box of Charms, Barbara's Attitude, and CBT Mocha Mocha.
What?
CBT Mocha Mocha. I'm just taking a quick peek at it.
That's all right. Take your time. I'll eat.
So in other words, we shouldn't do that thing until we know that he's in there?
Well, it would be wrong somehow.
It would be what? Oh, and then we'll get like we did last week. Oh, well, we called that number and it was disconnected. Yeah.
I forgot.
Dial the right number when I give it out to you, okay, when we do that thing, which we're not doing it just yet.
We've strategically disconnected the number for certain people.
Right. People that we don't want to get.
That's right.
Steve in Jersey says, listening to the Endless QM promos on the stream, the rating numbers that just came out are far from surprising. It's 20 hours of abysmal jock sniffing, each bad host with his own forgettable shtick. Woo, P.U. Woo, P.U. Hey, what's up with George's butt? He picked 2 fights with you in as many days. Things unpleasant as home. And how do you love your wife but hate marriage? I'm divorced, now happily shacked up with a good girl that does all these things for me without an argument. I dislike my wife and will never get married again. Maybe a poll, George. Is this the person, or is it the person or the institution?
The institution.
The whole concept of marriage, George said, the institution.
The perfect
if you get
way
married,
to
you
ruin
belong
a good
in an
relationship.
institution. What?
Want to ruin a good relationship? Get married.
Now, what are you eating?
This marina salad I told you about.
You're still eating that?
It's got crab. It's got shrimp.
Maybe that's why you're so crabby.
Slice, but that's it. And big, giant chunks of artichoke.
Enough
artichoke a horse.
Carciofi. Artichoke in Italiano. Carciofi.
I'm impressed.
That's one of the 10 words I know. Let's see. D-Bar says, love the show. I listen online and while at work. My job is such that I don't interact with coworkers. Anyway, I just had an experience which I thought I'd share. I was on the phone with a client, and this jerk is actually going to the bathroom as we're doing a transaction. I mean, there is no doubt what I was hearing. Who is so thoughtless they would do something like that? Maybe he's trying to send you a message.
Yeah.
This wasn't someone I'd ever slept with or was married to or anything like that. I can't believe a person who's just 2 steps above a stranger would think he has the right to let loose his bowels just because he pays me. Man, that was nasty. People are effing vile, says D-Bar. How do you like that?
Have you ever done that?
No. Have I ever been on the phone doing a deuce?
Yeah.
Yes, but I mean, not making noise.
Sometimes you can't help it.
Now, I will say this, my financial advisor, his favorite shtick the last few months is he likes to work out. So he gets on the treadmill, and he'll call you while he's on the treadmill, huffing and puffing. Well, I think he's on the treadmill anyway.
We hope.
Yeah, I don't know what he's huffing and puffing from. Could be something else.
You ever done that, though?
What, on the treadmill?
Had a phone conversation in the middle of sex.
No. Have you?
All the time.
Oh. Mary Lou says the online stream keeps repeating the commercial from Big Go Show, taking a call from someone predicting the Dolphins to win the AFC East. It happens at least 3 times in every break during your show, and then goes back to your joiner. What's going on? Mary Lou, let me put it to you this way. We don't know and we don't care. We don't know and we don't care. And if you people don't stop discussing this, I think we just shut the stream down. And then, I mean, we're going to have to threaten them because they won't stop with this crap.
Are you threatening me?
I mean, I could stop reading these, but then, how come you didn't read my email, you know?
You could.
I just need the audience to understand that we're just constantly bombarded with a cacophony of mung about the damn streaming. We have no control over. We have no input, no output, no anything. So figure it out. Rudy says one of the better Cuban restaurants in Dade County is Lario's Great Croquetas.
Oh, good.
I'm assuming croqueta is a chicken?
No, it's a ham roll that's deep fried and it's really good, crispy on the outside.
Croqueta?
Si.
I thought it was chicken croquettes.
I'm telling you.
Oh, ham roll.
They make them
sounds good.
They make them out of chicken too, I think, but the ham ones are good.
And it's rolled?
Right. It's minced and rolled and breaded and fried. Yeah.
Are you saying that Cuban guys mince?
Some do.
Oh,
you fair.
I do know. So Lario's in Dade County. It doesn't say where, just somewhere in Dade County.
We'll Google it.
Yeah, thank Rudy. Paul says Little Havana in Deerfield is a great place to go for Cuban food. The lamb shank they have is the best I've ever had.
I don't like lamb.
I don't either. Mary had a little one, though.
Yeah, I know. Bet it was greasy.
And the lamb, too. The food is always consistently good and the people are friendly. Since I moved to Tampa, I haven't been able to find any good Cuban food. Well, that's a shame because they got lots of other good food in Tampa.
Try Ybor City.
There you go. Go to the Columbia restaurant. That's the Spanish food, though, not Cuban. You ever go to the Columbia?
No.
There's one in Sarasota, and I'm pretty sure there's one in Ybor City. Used to drink pitchers and pitchers of sangria there back in my Sarasota days, 1973, 100 years ago. I suppose one thing I miss about South Florida, other than that, good riddance, says Paul. He misses the good Cuban food. Other than that, he can live without it. Boy. Oh, there's Rob Blagojevich.
Blagojevich is accused.
Yeah, we know. Bada beep, bada boop, bada bop. Just throw his ass in the slammer already. Get him out of our face. Delicious airport dining, it says. This is from the New York Times travel thing. It says, on a layover in early November, I hoped for good food. Though lacking in atmosphere, the Miami airport, much like Miami itself, with Cuban restaurants and cafes strewn throughout the complex. Finding an excellent specimen of the Cuban sandwich, roast pork, ham, and Swiss cheese with pickles on a panini pressed into gooey, crispy deliciousness, should I figure it'd be easy? Hardly. The one at Bongo's Cuban Cafe, a sleek sandwich bar owned by Gloria Estefan, the Cubano was well pressed but devoid of flavor. In other words, delicious but no taste. At the Casa Bacardi Lounge, it was incredibly dry, inedibly dry, which is probably the point. The drier your mouth, the more Bacardi rum mojitos you'll consume.
I see.
By the time I reached La Carreta, I was nearly in despair. Surely this outpost of a Miami mini chain looked appropriately shack-like, with a stand-up coffee counter and a cheap-looking backlit menu that included a host of tropical fruit shakes. It certainly felt like Little Havana, but I'd been fooled before. Not this time. The roast pork was juicy, garlicky, and chock full of real roasted flavor, and the cheese tasted as if it actually been produced from the milk of a cow. La Carreta's was a Cubano, I would happily eat off campus, as airline employees refer to the world outside the airport. Even though the bread was oddly chewy and I wanted more pickles, then again, I always want more pickles, says Matt Gross. I'll bet. So he actually liked La Carreta. How do you like that? He's the one.
I didn't say they were bad. I just said
the hell you didn't. Oh, my God.
Overrated. Those other people said that.
You lie so bad,
yeah, all right,
mister.
Whatever you say.
Let's replay yesterday's show and we'll get out of here.
Do it.
Oh, and at 12:30, what's that big heat news coming up?
Oh, yeah,
we're going to have a big press conference and preempt the show?
I hope so.
Oh. Well, you know, that's a lot more important than whatever we're doing.
You know it.
Press conference. It's about Shaq. It's about the Heat. It's about Bill O'Reilly or Pat Riley. Somebody named Riley. Chester Riley.
This is Coach Don Schuler, and I sound like Bob Hope on acid. And I want to tell you, it's the 12 to 1 hour or whatever it is.
I heard Neil Rogers saying, I Wayne still wanted more. I went to see the Panthers, but Wayne had locked the doors. It's 100 degrees at halftime, but I can't find no beers. Now I wonder, still I wonder, who'll stop the Wayne.
So let me ask you, is it true that Jimmy Syphilis is not returning next season to do the Dolphin broadcast? I hope, I pray. Haven't heard from Jimmy this morning. Maybe he's getting the pink slip from a cheap channel. You think?
Maybe.
So they're sold out, the certificates for 15th Street Fisheries unofficially. I'm still waiting for the official sign to go up on the board. And Jimmy Dworsky, who ordinarily sends pretty decent emails, he's just out of touch with reality. Neil, I love the show and both you and George, but for the love of Christ, can you please have him stop talking with his mouth full? No. We've been doing that on the show for years. I think it's fun.
Sounds.
What?
I'm making yummy sounds. By the way, we can give those certificates away whenever you want.
Now?
Sure.
Well, can I finish Jimmy's email, or do I have to do it right now?
Whenever.
Email interruptus is what this sounds like to me. It's beyond enough already, says Jimmy. I think you're full of crap. At this point, I'd rather listen to him taking a Joyce. The salsa music I can put up with, at least it's barely noticeable. If George eats any closer to the mic, we can all play a game where we guess the GD ingredients of his lunch. Sorry to be a caustic D-bag, but the audible eating is maddening. Take care. Jimmy, quit with the complaining. Wah, wah, too much complaining. Wah, the streaming is this. Wah, streaming is that. Wah, wah, George is eating. Wah. God. How the hell do you people put up with each other? That's what I'd like to know. That's one of the reasons marriage must really suck. And, you know, I see these people at Woodbine, these couples, and usually the guy, sometimes the woman is a real beast and smelly, too, but it's usually the guy that's like unshaven and unkempt and smelly and just, looks like he came out of a dumpster. and there's the missus with him, and I'm wondering, how do these people, forget about have sex, how do these people, like, sleep in the same room, much less in the same bed? My God. How could anybody cozy up to anything like that? You know, you've seen a lot of guys like that.
Sure.
Smarmy.
Yep.
Smelly.
Yep.
Nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're good with the stick, you know.
Something there. Or money. They have money, you know.
Maybe they got some cash.
Right.
Or maybe they just know where to stick the stick. So we're sold out unofficial. Now, how do we know when... see, this is one of the many bad parts about not having Fat Chris.
Well, we can read.
We can read what?
The same thing that he used to read. It's listed right there somewhere.
When you go to past deals, and it lists this one. Now, April 17th of last year, 15th Street Fishery sold out in a minute. They sold out in less than a minute. Oh, it's done. It's official.
Right.
It's official in less than 1 minute. Let's hear it for us. Oh, my God.
All right.
Oh, yeah. All right, so let's do that thing. Callers 5 and 6 right now at 1-800-227-0560. Win a $100 gift certificate to the 15th Street Fisheries and Dockside Cafe. Check out their menu at 15thstreetfisheries.com. Callers number 5 and 6. We got 2 of them to give away. 1-800-227-0560. And don't you dare send me emails saying, oh, that number's disconnected. If you can't get through, it's because everybody and their brother's trying to get it.
That's right.
God. So that thing is sold out. And what just happened on my... I don't get it. Oh, it just disappeared. It just vanished, I guess. Because it's sold out. Yeah, like magic. It just disappeared off the QM website because it's official. Oh, Heat announcement. The Heat are going to announce that Zoe is going to retire, says somebody. Says Paul. Zoe is going to retire. Now, do you know where he can get another few kidneys? In case he ever has any more problems?
No.
Zoe?
No, I don't.
I'm looking for something.
Oh, Alonzo, you're so big.
Yeah. I guess Mad Dog would know. He gets in all the locker rooms. He sees who's big and who's not. Let's see. Here's one. Reviews for La Carreta. Oh, wow. This spot will make you wish your plane is delayed for 2 hours. Now, how do you like that? And you're knocking them in the ass.
Let's go back to what I actually said.
You ripped them in the ass, and when you ripped them a little bit, then somebody said it was horrible.
You like to make stuff up, and that's fine. It's great for ratings. It's great for the show. What I said was they're overrated, mediocre at best. That's what I said.
Boz, Florida, one of the obituary guys, says, this other guy can't find a Cuban restaurant in Tampa. La Teresita by the stadium is pretty good, but my restaurant in West Tampa would be pretty good, too. Any of them. Columbia is still in Ybor City and worth going to. Colombia, but that's not Cuban food, it's Spanish food. Can you tell me what the difference is? You don't know. You don't know from Spanish food anyway.
I don't.
You've never been to Spain.
Correct.
I have. I was in Madrid. And you know something? I don't recall the food. I don't recall what we ate. I know that Madrid to me was kind of boring. All the buildings were like white and pasty looking and old, and it just lacked, I don't know. It was okay. Madrid. I've never been to Barcelona, though, but everybody tells me I need to go to Barcelona. Not everybody, but Paco was there. He liked it. Of course, he speaks the language, you know. And he also found lots of queens there, too, I guess. Reviews for La Carreta. You're going to really rue the day that you open up a big mouth. Christina C. in San Jose, California says, this spot will make you wish your plane is delayed for hours. It's hard to believe the airport food is this wonderful. I love Cuban food, and La Carreta did not disappoint me. In fact, I was very surprised at the authentic Cuban cuisine served here. The beef was great, the moro rice was stupendous, and I couldn't give a hoot about missing my flight to Philly. Angie B. says, the best meal I've ever had in an airport. La Carreta. On my way back from Bahamas, some friends told me to try La Carreta in the terminal. They had some on the way in. This is located right outside the security gates for Terminal D. On the backside is food court style where you pick up a tray and order whatever you want. Since I had time to burn, I decided to sit in the bar where you can order off the same menu. I ordered the Churrasco Carretero skirt steak.
Okay.
Which came with rice, plantains, and black beans. The meat was marinated nicely, wasn't overdone or tough. I really liked the plantains, was sweet and gooey and a bit crunchy, very nice. It was a lot of food, I could barely finish it. I was stuffed and in food coma heaven. I tried their drink specials, Cuba Libre and Mojito, which were okay. If I'm traveling through MIA again, I'm definitely stopping in. That's Angie B. from Ithaca, New York. Gregory from Santa Monica, CA, says, really enjoyed my lentil soup, and the Cuban sandwich was pretty good, but skimpy on the pickles. They need to put more La Carreta stands in the Miami airport, though I had to walk all the way from Concourse J to Concourse D, which royally sucked. Debbie Y. in Frisco says, I read a New York Times review of the airport location of La Carreta in Miami, so we decided to give a try on a layover. It's a very solid choice if you're needing a meal at the airport. Cafeteria-style ordering with self-seating at a huge number of tables. Everything we had was pretty good and certainly above expectations for an airport restaurant. The ordering process was very confusing, however. It would be good if they updated their signs to help out visitors. No speaking English, and I don't think that's what she means. Andres in Cambridge, Mass. says, now this is the kind of airport dining that all airports should have. Affordable, authentic, casual, easy to grab and go. Midnight sandwich totally hit the spot before I rushed off to my flight. Jan Z in Frisco says, excellent food for an airport, but not as others made it seem, a bit too crowded. And then here's somebody, Jennifer, who says, oh my God, oh my God.
Oh my God, oh my God.
I think Jan is having an experience other than
oh my God.
culinary.
Right.
Oh my God.
That's entirely
God.
possible. You know,
What?
these people have nothing to compare it to. You know, traveling through the airport, that's the only time that they've ever had such
No, I'm
fare.
suggesting she's having a sexual experience. And not a- Anyway, Jennifer says, yes, that's the sound I make every time I fly to Miami Airport. Reason being, I always come to this restaurant order the empanadas. Not only do I order beef, one beef, one chicken, one guava, and cheese, and guava empanadas for myself. I know, but it's so worth the guilt. I'd also order another set just so I can take it back home to Frisco and have it later. In fact, I'm eating one right now as I type this review. I don't care that some of the guava is dripping onto the keyboard. I don't care the tips of my fingers are wet with grease. I don't care the flaky, buttery crust is all over my shirt, pants, and table. I love this place. We'll always make it a point to come here for the empanadas. Oh, my God, she says, Jennifer.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I don't know where she's sticking the chalupa, but I think I have a pretty good idea. Well, there's a few more of them here, too. Everybody loves La Carreta except George.
Oh, God.
Tonight, tune in for the premiere of an all-new Survivor. People stranded on an island 90 miles south of the Florida coast with limited food, poor education, and bad housing. Each contestant devising a plan to escape the island and traverse the treacherous waters to safety.
With my job at the auto garage, I can smuggle inner tubes and make a raft.
Join us each week for Cuban Survivor.
I don't care what those gringos did. I'm not eating rats.
Cuban Survivor with special guest host Ilian Gonzalez.
Ilian. We'd be illin. 1216 at 560 WQAM. Did we, I'm sure we did. We gave away those certificates?
Yes. Quickly.
Fast. And nobody emailed and said, oh, I tried dialing that number like last week.
Well, now that you mentioned it, maybe they will.
Yeah, well, I'm sure of that. Here's the new poll, 88 votes. If my boss gave me a pink slip tomorrow due to the bad economy, my reaction would be, F you, 24. Amen. F you. A couple more letters, but I left them off. What will I do now, 16. More time for weed and beer, 11. Deep depression, 10. I understand why you have to let me go, 5. No problem, I'll have a new job lined up tomorrow, 5. Yippee, an extended vacation, 4. Yippee, unemployment benefits, food stamps, 3. No problem, my spouse has a job, 3. I always hated this job anyway, 2. I want to go postal and kill somebody, 2. I can't go on, I want to die, 1. If I don't see you soon, I'm going to die. That was such a good scene in the kitchen. Clemenza's teaching Michael how to make the sauce.
Yeah.
You're shoving your meatballs, your sausage. Why don't you talk to that nice girl? Tell her, if I don't see you soon, I'm going to die. He was so great. And now he's dead because he was too fat. No problem. I've got my second job to fall back on, 1, and take this job and shove it, 1. That's the current poll. I don't know. That poll's not too bad. It's a Charlie B poll. Thanks, Charlie. Don't forget to go see George at Gulfstream tomorrow at 10 to 2 during the show. Get ready for the Sunshine Millions on Saturday. We'll be doing our handicrapping thing tomorrow, Pick the Pony. Well, we sure did good on that those certificates today. We were in less than, in a matter of moments, in seconds. I watched those certificates get hopped up, man, like crazy. Went from 50 to 46 to 35 to like 15 to like 0. Isn't that exciting?
Yep.
You'd almost think we have somebody listening out there. Richard Gardner says George is absolutely correct. La Carreta is way overrated. It's mediocre only on their best days. Rio Cristal and Southwest Dade is much, much better. You ever hear of Rio Cristal?
I have not.
You did now.
Sounds like a vodka.
Mike says these people who are emailing in talking about eating Cuban food at the airport are the people who are dropping 2 to 3 choices during the flight. Oh boy, I really hate that when you have to, you go and I don't like using the tea room on the plane anyway. Take a leak, fine, no problem, but a deuce, oh, it keeps reminding me of that scene in that Peter Sellers movie. I can't remember the name of the movie. It was one of the Pink Panther movies where he's got the broken leg and he's got the cast.
Right.
And he's in the little tiny airport tea room. It's great. Jimmy Dworsky says, now here at least he's being honest. You saw me and the wife at Woodbine? I wish I knew you were there. I would have said hi. P.S. I promise to stop complaining. Good. Take a rest, Jimmy D. All right, let's get back to these great La Carreta reviews. There's 100 of them.
Wow.
Well, no, there's not 100, but there's a whole bunch of them. Here's one. Daniel B. from Albany says, it's really sad that one of my favorite restaurants in the world happens to be in an airport. If you ever find yourself flying in or out of Miami International, do yourself a favor and check out La Carreta. The food is spectacular. My favorite is the empanizado steak.
Empanizado.
Oh, well, I can't say it like you.
There you go.
Empanizado steak, but I'll normally order a Cuban sandwich to go as well. Great desserts, too. Alicia in Seattle says, this is the reason why I fly into Miami instead of Fort Lauderdale. My last trip home to Miami, I was frantically eating Cuban sandwiches every chance I got. It was a fun trip. Many, many Cuban sandwiches. As it would turn out, the first one out of the gate, this one from La Carreta in the airport, of all places, was the best of the bunch. The secret is all about balance and proportion, and it's harder than one might imagine. But this one has the perfect mix of ham, roast pork, and cheese. And most importantly, the roll is pressed to perfect thinness. Brilliant. Blew the doors off the Cubano at Versailles, which was much too bready. Really, no other sandwich I had that week came even close to La Carreta, in spite of what that little goofball George says.
Yeah.
This is from Daniel in Berkeley, California. My favorite dessert in Miami is that is free of lactose is pastelito de guayaba.
Sí.
Pastelito de guayaba?
Sí.
And La Carreta is number 1 in Cuban cooking in Miami, so I went to the best. Their tres leches and flan are out of this. Oh, flan. I hate flan. Oh, it's so slimy.
Not if it's done right.
It's slimy.
Not if it's done right.
And then it says, you want to know about pastelito de guayaba? It's guava pastry, a flaky, buttery dough with guava jelly inside. And the pastry is brushed with honey, then baked till it's nice and brown. Wonderful with coffee or tea. As soon as my plane landed, I had to be at La Carreta. It just seems to be a fact of life. Everyone goes to La Carreta for homestyle Cuban food, but I go for the dessert. And Luis, thanks for putting empanada de la espinaca y del queso on the menu. Beso, beso.
Wow.
Besos.
Kiss, kiss.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
I know what that means.
Quesos.
This is from somebody. Oh, Pancake in Oakland, California. What a name. Hooray, the best restaurant, any airport, anywhere, with great Cuban sandwiches and makes a long-ass flight to wherever bearable. Wow. Daniela in Fremont, California says, delicious empanada de carne, pastelito de queso, and, of course, café con leche, all in the airport terminal. Wow. Wow. Jordan from Miami says, I ate here before getting on the plane to head back to California. It was definitely great being able to enjoy Cuban food one last time before leaving Miami, and what a great way to enjoy it, too. This place is cafeteria style. In other words, you basically walk down this long row of every Cuban entree, appetizer, and dessert you could ever imagine, pile it onto your tray, and then pay when you're done. It seems a little pricey, but it really wasn't considering the enormous variety of good quality food. My boyfriend and I shared a heaping plate of Cuban-style pot roast with potato salad, something con tres leches, and Cuban soda was $14. Jordan and his boyfriend. Wow. Hey, Jordan.
You fairy.
Okay, so that's it. I mean, there's a couple more, but don't you think that they only put on the good reviews, I guess.
I assume that's what it sounds like.
Well, because we're getting stuff. Of course, our people, they're bitchy and moaning. Where can we call with our complaints? I still can't get over that. That was just, even you admitted, that was one of the all-time best.
Yes, it was.
Sean, our poll buddy Sean from Hollywood says, in honor of your Cuban food intensive show, last night I whipped up a mess of bistec de pollo. See, in Italian it's polo. Bistec de pollo with sauteed onions, rice, black beans, and fries. See, there we go with the black beans again. Feh. Mm-hmm. In fact, I'm typing this missive to you from the laptop as I sit on the bowl. Last night I was farting like a Guernsey who ate a bad trough full of silage. S-I-L-A-G-E. Silage. Something that comes from a silo, I guess. George is correct about Las Vegas. Always dependable. Been eating there exactly half of my life.
Right.
Lila's used to have a great place in Hialeah. They still have a place in Miami. They serve a huge, juicy palomilla steak topped with haystack fries. What?
I said yes.
Palomilla?
Palomilla.
With it's not spelled right. With haystack fries that Mr. Creosote wouldn't be able to finish. Also, Fantastics is a small drive-in in Allendale where you can get a tasty Cuban sandwich, fish, or chicken lunch for the price of a Whopper combo. P.S. Are you boycotting my polls because of the Mexican parasite crack I made a while back? No, I'm not. I'm not boycotting any poll. I just got a whole list of them. All these people getting so sensitive about their poll. If so, I take it back. I'm sure Paco's a nice kid. Yes, he is. Just because he's got more suntan on his palm than the rest of them.
What?
It's just another shot, that's all.
I don't get it,
Just another shot.
But I don't get it. Explain that joke.
Greased palm, it's just another shot. You keep telling all these people stuff that you don't even know. But you're right. Shirley says, I lost out last time you featured 15th Street Fisheries, but I scored 2 this time. I'm doing my happy dance. Oh, maybe she won the... Oh, and you know something? I don't know if I won the 649 last night. Maybe I ought to check my numbers on the online. I have a friend visiting next month, so I hope to take him there. Tell George I'll try to stop by to say hello tomorrow. Shirley is going to stop by. Isn't that nice?
Excellent.
Shirley, you'll like her. She's nice people.
All right.
Yeah, 1-800 says that number's been disconnected or no. Yeah, right. Get out of here, Paula. Get lost. If it's no longer in service... Oh, yeah, here's one. It says, we get it. La Carreta is okay or pretty good, says Gus. Well, I didn't really mean to read all those. I just assumed there would be like a variety. If you want it cheap and easy, you get it fat and smelly, says Fred and Boca. Oh, God. Talking about the couples I was talking about at Woodbine and elsewhere. Cheap and easy, fat and smelly. El Paso.
The biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
He wants me to sing God Bless America and pasties and a G-string up here. I'll do it.
Money has been a little bit tight lately.
I only have this much money.
I declare bankruptcy! We're all scraping for some dough. All our payments are months behind. My kid wants the latest mobile, but I'm in the unemployment line. She complains to her mother. She needs the best clothes in town. But my daughter can't see that we're broke. She's spending me to the ground. I'm broke. Tell my daughter. No, she don't realize.
Daddy gonna spank me?
I'm broke from my daughter.
Your daddy's little girl.
Your dad took money for the school book fair.
And we just go shopping. New graduates are asking for breast implants.
12:32 at 560 WQAM. Don't forget, go see George tomorrow, Gulfstream 10 to 2. Give him some tips. Bring him a bag of money so he can plunge his guts, and find him a good machine, too. While you're at it, find him a good machine, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Marty says, whenever I have had a Cuban sandwich, it's a strange combination of spices and flavors that make it taste like an armpit. Blech, says Marty. Blech. Ooh. And here's a really amusing one from JG, who says, Neil, if you ever go to La Carreta, you must order rectos de pollo fritos. And...
Yeah, I just farted, by the way.
Oh, well, it fits right in. And escrotos de carne de cerdo asados a la parrilla. Wow.
Asados.
What did I say wrong?
Asados. Asados. You just put the accent in the wrong place. That's
acidos. Right. Well, he said rectos, so I thought it was acidos.
Habados.
Maybe it was a little Hasidic. Okay, I'll be sure and try the rectos. Brandon says, I have a dish you might like called vaca frita. And it's my absolute favorite. Translated, fried cow.
Very good.
Oh. That don't sound too good,
No.
does it?
What is it's
vaca frita?
It's a pot roast, and then they sear it like on the grill. Really
well,
quickly.
what he says it's a flank steak that's been boiled, shredded, and then fried up with some onions.
Mm-hmm. It's great.
Give it a spritz of lime, and you have a winner, in my opinion. But I'll take mine without onions. No, I'll take mine with onions, Brandon.
Awesome.
I'll take your onions.
It's very
Love
good.
onions.
Done correctly, like anything else.
Then he says nothing is good about La Carreta. The worst meal of my life ever was there. So he's with you.
It's just
and you're tempering your story after yesterday.
No. You can replay the tape. It's
I don't want to.
And you know, as well as anyone does, that when you go to different like if you have steak a lot and you go to a lot of different steak restaurants, you can start to tell the difference between, one restaurant and another.
Between horse meat and real cow meat?
Correct. It's like that. When there are so many really good Cuban restaurants in town, and I'm about to send you a fax that echoes my sentiments exactly, they just turn out to be mediocre.
Yeah.
That's all.
Wow, John in Lake Worth sends a lengthy right post here about, but I'll get to it, John. The emails are pouring in, and you know something, the best part of this, other than one from the fake Larry King that I deleted right away, was just stupid. We haven't had any from the fake this one or that one. Maybe they all got fired by Cheap Channel. You think? Maybe they're all standing at the door waiting for their pink slip.
Oh.
Jimmy would look lovely in one, I'm sure of that. A pink tutu. Anyway, nothing is good about La Carreta, says Brandon. The worst meal of my life was there. If you want good Cuban pastries, go to Vecchi's, formerly Vicky's in Pembroke Pines, or Miami Lakes. Or for George, there's a great place on 441 between Hollywood and Johnson called Miramar Bakery. 2 doors down, there is a Cuban mini-mart that used to have Spanish porno magazines on the rack, available for you just to take a look at while the rest of your family shops.
The pictures are in Spanish.
The magazines might not be there anymore. Yeah, the pictures are, especially the Rectos de Pollo Fritos. Shameful. Now, did you just fax me something or not?
Yes.
Let's see what George sent along. Peter. Now, why did Peter fax this to us when we got
I don't
email?
know. Peter's, he likes
old-fashioned.
Sure.
The best Cuban food in Miami is Puerto Sagua on South Beach, 700 Collins Avenue. Puerto Sagua?
Okay. Never heard of it.
What do you mean? You're asking me?
I never heard of it. That sounds right.
Sagua.
Sagua, that sounds right.
Puerto Sagua. Also, Havana Harry's in Coral Gables on Lejeune Road is good, too. La Carreta is like the Olive Garden of Cuban food. And George writes on here, amen.
Exclamation mark.
Amen.
Right, that's a very good way of putting it.
Oh, God. And all these people writing great reviews.
They must not have much to compare it to.
I think their taste is in their tuchus. A lot of you folks out there, your taste is in your tuchus.
See, consider this. If it's like the first time you've ever had Italian food, you go to the Olive Garden, but you've never had Italian food.
No.
You might think it's the greatest thing in the world.
Caca, poo-poo.
Well, I've never been there, so I'll take your word for it.
Oh, they sent food at IOD once upon a time. Wilted brown salad, stringy pasta. Oh, God. Enough to like caca from. Not even just to eat it, just thinking about it. Rudy says, I went to Spain for about 2 weeks last spring. Madrid is a great city. It seems that everybody had a smile on their face, having a good time. Also has great food. Paellas and ham sandwiches are great. The food is as good as Rome and Italy. Oh, no. Sorry. But Barcelona's a nice place, but overrated, and by far the most expensive in Spain. The food in Madrid is as good as the food in Rome. Oh, Rudy, your taste is in your tush, too, I think, baby. Wow. Can you believe that? Well, what do you know?
None. Nothing. None of the above.
If anybody can tell me that the food anywhere is better than the food in Rome, they just aren't eating in the right places in Rome, I'll tell you that. The food there is to die for. That doesn't mean that there aren't some bad joints.
Right.
But, generally speaking,
possible people can just have bad luck the whole time.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. Here's one from Tom. The best Cuban food I've had in Miami was the... Oh, I see. Some waitress. Spicy and stayed with me a long time. Oh, now what's the big announcement from the Heat, by the way?
Oh, we must have missed it.
Oh, that was at 12:30, and this is your sports station? Your sports? Let me go to the Herald and see what it says.
Your sports always matter.
No, well, nobody... Alonzo Mourning may announce retirement. That's the thing. And somebody already gave us the heads up on that. We already had it thanks to one of our astute listeners. Zoe is retiring. And then for that, we're going to get all... Who cares? Who gives a crap? For great and authentic Cuban food. Oh, Jimmy D is back. Jimmy, give it a rest already. My God, you're driving me nuts. I recommend the Bread Shop in Fort Lauderdale, corner of Cypress Creek and Andrews Avenue. No, it's not at an airport, but it's right down the street from Fort Lauderdale Executive Airport. So if you're in the area or would like to grab a good meal before your private jet flight, stop in and try one of their fabulous empanadas, Cuban sandwiches, or pastries. For dessert, they have the absolute greatest slices of cake and all sorts of varieties. It's not the usual cake and icing crap. These cakes have layer after layer of all kinds of diabetic coma-inducing goodness. While slightly pricey and lacking in decent service, the food is more than worth it. Their soups and bread are unmatched. Don't take offense if they're rude or ignore you for not being Latino. Just pay for their fabulous food, sit down, and enjoy yourself. P.S. Don't go during the noon lunch hour. It's too busy, and you'll have to fight to the death for a seat. Okay, Jimmy, thank you. Go away. Go away already. Wow. Johnny says, I've been listening on your site, and I think that La Carreta is overrated. I've eaten at a few of them, and I really think there are others much better. I don't want to plug any of them, but La Carretas are not what they used to be. That's my opinion. I'm not Mike Disney. Have a great day. Thanks, Johnny. And thanks for not being Mike Disney. Rudy says, I concur with the facts. Havana Harris is a great Cuban restaurant. But what about the Rectos, whatever that was?
That was great.
That was sensational, yeah. Well, what does this mean? The Herald is so damn slow. If they had the press conference at 12:30, he already done it, right? Let's see what the Scum Sentinel says. Poll, most Floridians okay with gay adoption. Well, isn't that, maybe they tolerate, like that one idiot. They're tolerant. Should we go to the sports thing and see if they got a thing on Zoe? What do you want to know about Zoe? Sports. Wouldn't you think that Clarence or somebody would come rushing in with a breathless... He'd expected to address Alonzo Mourning's status. He's going to retire, is what they're telling us. And like I said, who gives a flying...
You know, Fat Rich reminds me of my mother.
Oh, Fat Ass Rosie, please go away. Find a new way to attack the buffet. Go home and eat your ho-hos till you explode. Just like your fat chudding ladies have to buy 2 seats on a plane. Spinning your fingers that have yellow stain from Cheetos. Can't see your toes. Master Piggy Poo knows. Proud to be fat, disgusting, and pasty. Oi, oi. You make the shut-in women smile. They like a gal who's fat and sassy. Big, smelly, fat, so repulsive and vile. Your body cheese smells like a crapper. After it was occupied by Ed Asner. Need a shoehorn to get into your car. 'Cause you're too loud. Oink and squeal.
Not well done, but
Oink
timely.
and squeal. Oink and squeal. Fat lady living with your lover lesbian.
You're too gosh darn fat, Rosie.
Slobbering and snorting the tree between her knees. Mashed potato yeast. Smells fishy to me. Lapping up a tuna that's moist and tasty. Hey.
1247 at QM. What a shame that we have to, bleep out this and bleep out that.
A crying shame.
What?
A crying shame.
Pathetic. Oh, the crying shames? Oh. Where did we find that? Did Chicken X send that to me or
Yes.
what?
Yes.
Wow, thanks, Chicken X. He's the man when it comes to old stuff. Really old. Let's see. Heine, I agree with George. La Carreta is third-rate at best, a Cuban version of the ranch house. The guy looking for the complaint line can call the first team when they have the "What's your beef?"
Good idea.
I sure missed that. It was a brisk 19 degrees this morning here in Tallahassee. Regards, Greg. Boy, how do you like that? If the temperature here is higher than, well, of course that was this morning. But I think it was like it's warmer here than in Tallahassee. And right now it's -3. It's like 26 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
And tomorrow going to be 32. Oh! All right. Anyway, I'm going to read that email again. I found it in my pile that I read in the beginning of the show.
Right.
It's worth it, don't you think?
You read it every day.
Concerning Neil no longer taking calls from John something or other. No name. I rarely write emails to your show, but I feel it's important to communicate this to your show. Not to you, but to your show. Every morning at 10 a.m., your show opens up and tells us to call 305-567-0560. Isn't this false advertising? Not at all. Go ahead and call it. Ring it until it bleeds. You haven't taken calls in ages. How are listeners like me supposed to express our complaints? Wah, wah. How are listeners like me supposed to express our complaints? I'm sick of all the fake emails from the fake this one and the fake that one. Why is Neil so hypnotized by all these fake celebrities who email him? Celebrities. He reminds me of my grandfather when he learned how to use the iPod. As a listener, I'm put to sleep as Neil reads the dozens of fake emails. The show was never like this. What changed? Please don't blame Joe Bell. The only ones responsible, you and George. I've taken the liberty of emailing a copy of this email to Joe Bell at joe@wkrs.com. Yeah. Please, my goal with this email is not to get anyone fired. I simply want to listen to the Neil Rogers that I grew up with. I just hope this email gets the Neil Rogers show back on its tracks. Nothing more. If you can make that happen, thank you. Get it back on its tracks. Woodbine, Dover Downs, Hazel Park, Sports Creek Raceway. Get out of here. Phony, you don't even have a name. Doesn't even have a name. Who are we supposed to send our complaints? How can we get our complaints through? We don't want to hear your damn complaints, okay? Go see a shrink. Walk into the door and say,
I have no life.
And see what he says when he stops laughing. Brandon says somebody must like La Carreta, otherwise there wouldn't be so damn many. But then again, these same people could be served a can of dog food and think it's good, just as long as it has white rice and black beans to go with it. Sounds like a shot to me. Okay. You got to kind of balance it out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Mahmoud, terrorist, says, is it true 9:40 a.m. is going to sports? Well, that's what we hear. That's the unpopular rumor. Hope they go after Hank and Eddie K because WQAM sucks for sports. Don't understand why Ed Berliner's on. He's terrible, but must work cheap. He is terrible, and he probably does work cheap. Ed Berliner. Always inspires me to play that jingle.
Yeah.
I bet you Andy Ass in the Woods was the PD. Didn't he just die here a short time ago? Yes.
That's what I heard.
Dead. Now that he's dead, I guess I could tell that story, but I better not.
Probably not.
Probably not. It would be in bad taste. Let sleeping dogs lie. I can't find it. I got Jim Dunlap. I got Happenin' Donut. Blue Skies. I got that one. I don't understand. QAM Real Jingle. Oh, here we go. Here they are. So many jingles, so little time.
Ed Berliner.
Ed Berliner. His name is Ed Berliner.
Yeah.
And the people at the jingle company, they pronounced it wrong, and the station still paid for it.
Ed Berliner.
Yeah, that's Greg Reed for you, man, a real rocket scientist. Chuck in Chicago is back again. He says, if you can't find good food in Rome, you can't hit water falling out of a boat. Amen. My wife and I spent 2 weeks in Italy. The summer was fantastic. Have you ever been to Sorrento during your travels to Italy? No. No, the only places I've been to, Rome, Florence, Bologna, and Milano. Milano, forget about it. Industrial, they drive like lunatics there. I was just crazy. I mean, Rome is bad, but Milano, almost as bad as here. God. No fake people today. This is good. So maybe they took a hint from that email I just read again. He's sick and tired of the fake this one and the fake that one and the chronic complaining this one. Here's one from Eddie. Hi, Neil. Sorry to bother you. I was wondering if you'd be interested in participating in a Yahoo group dedicated to talking about South Florida radio in the 60s and 70s. Absolutely not. We're talking about anything. A Yahoo group. Your name came up again today, this time in a positive light. Membership is around 100, includes Bill Tanner, Ted Fogel, Pat Appleton, Bob Mayer, Johnny Dark, Mark Shands, Mike Miranda, JoJo Cookin, Mike Harvey, Russ Oasis, Pete Berlin, Bob Gordon, Tom Kenneman, Don Williams, Dan Chandler, Jay Rudko, Terry Lee, and more. In any event, membership in the group is by application and invitation so as to keep spam down. The discussion is pretty lively, and even if you didn't want to participate, you might get a kick out of the stuff people say. Anyway, sorry to trouble you. Hope all is well. All is fine, Eddie, at FSU. All is fine. Oh, you know who I don't hear from anymore? Speaking of FSU, what was that kid's name that used to email me on MySpace all the time? It's been so long. Who the hell knows? I don't know. I don't hear from him or anybody else on MySpace.
I see.
I don't.
All right.
I mean, nothing.
Okay.
It's like I died.
Maybe you did. Nobody told you.
Oh, Kevin sends me a link here about Wayne Arnold, which we just read the story on the air yesterday. Thank you, Kevin. Already been there, done that. I mean, I can't listen every minute, every day. Why, I don't know. Al says, here's the lowdown. We can straighten out all this La Carreta business once and for all. And believe me, long overdue because I'm getting sick of reading about it.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the lowdown. Generally, La Carreta, as George says, is adequate at best. Although it is true that its airport location is above average, especially compared to standard airport fare. The Versailles, which has been on 8th Street since the beginning of time, has been lousy up until a few years ago. It has vastly improved its food and service. In fact, celebrity sightings are common. I saw Annie Lennox eating there about a year and a half ago.
Haven't been there in ages.
Aren't you impressed?
No.
The previously mentioned El Rio Cristal in South Dade is not all that. Their highlight dish is La Palomilla con papa fritas.
Steak
The dish is basically a thin palomillo steak buried in a massive heap of thin, greasy French fries. This was originally the signature dish for the long-time defunct Las Lilas restaurant in Westchester. Larios in South Miami is very good. Their arroz con pollo is the crown jewel of their daily lunch specials. In closing, I'd also like to mention Havana Harry's in Coral Gables. Unfortunately, it's only a shadow of its past glory. There was a time when you could get an excellent meal at a great price. Now you leave disappointed and your clothes smelling like grease. Anyway, time to go for lunch. Love you, Gordo. Al. Thank you, Al.
Thank you, Al.
La Carreta and beyond, he says. Oh, look who is back. You're gonna plots when I tell you the name.
Let me put on my plotzing hat.
Richard Roma.
Oh, wow.
Remember Ricky Roma?
Oh, yeah. From Glengarry.
And now his email is Richard Roma at Glengarry92.
Mm-hmm.
Ricky Roma.
Yeah.
And he was going to help us with the website and yada yada, and then he just disappeared. Fake. So how the hell can you have any credibility, Richard? Neil, the best Cuban food in South Florida is at a chain called Pollo Tropical. I don't know if this chain has made its way up to Canada. No. But if you're in Florida, again, I strongly recommend. Like we haven't eaten Pollo Tropical. It wasn't a sponsor for years.
Right.
Sure it was. And we like it.
It's fine.
I highly recommend their fine establishment. We'll gladly eat there again. Yeah, Richard Roma, Glengarry, Glen Ross, my fat old ass.
It's not just the 1 to 2 hour. It's a phenomenon.
Tired of the same old restaurants? Try the Cafeteria Santeria of Hialeah.
How much is that doggy on the menu? The one with the barbecue tail. How much is that doggy on the menu? I'm sure glad the chef's out of jail.
That's right. No matter what the weather's like outside, it's always raining cats and dogs at the Cafeteria Santeria of Hialeah. We'll make your stomach stop growling and make your neighbor's pit bull stop doing the same thing. Talk about delicious. Your meal is always fresh. We kill it right on the premises. For a heavenly meal at a sacrifice price, it's the Cafeteria Santeria. Try it once. You'll eat there religiously.
How much is that doggy on the menu? The one that is fried in deep fat. Please bring me that doggy on the menu. And bring a side order of cat.
Walk, run, or catch a greyhound for the Cafeteria Santeria of Hialeah, where we give new meaning to the word pet food.
102 at 560 WQAM. Boy, I almost got caught with my pills down in the other room. Because at 1 o'clock every day I take, a couple of pills here and there. When you get to be old.
Idea. I should start doing
blood pressure and diabetes and these things.
Thinking something different.
What?
All of these things.
So how's it going, eh?
What are you babbling about?
Nothing. Pills.
You'll love this one. Not.
This pill?
Lucky says, to those punks who are now waking up and emailing the past few days about how Neil lost his edge when he went to Toronto, they stole my idea. I faxed that into George years ago, but he never sent it to Neil because at that time, George was sheltering him from anything perceived to be criticism.
That's right. Because of your tender, delicate ego.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Oh, we don't want to criticize the old man. He's so sensitive, Right. That's why I survived 33 years in South Florida, because I'm sensitive. And I can't take criticism. An endless cacophony of that sound. I lost my edge. I lost my edge in old Toronto. Well, too freaking bad, okay? I like it. Barry says Cuban food is the blandest food from the Caribbean. There is great food from the Caribbean, but none of it is from Cuba. Cuban food isn't bad. It's just bland and ordinary, says Barry. Hey, Barry.
Barry's been to the wrong places.
What?
Barry might be Jamaican. He might be never have gone to a good place.
If you saw Barry's last name, you'd know he wasn't Jamaican.
I see.
Maybe.
Oi!
Maybe that. Although, of course, it's probably not a real last name anyway.
Of course.
The fake Barry and the fake this one and the fake Ferry and the fake Eddie and the fake everybody. Because that's just the way it works. Oh, here we go. Oh, I love it. 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 It's from Anita Marks.
Excellent.
Whoever the fake Anita Marks is, it took them over 3 hours to finally come up with some excuse. Right. We'll get to it. I'm printing it out. Rudy says, have you ever gone to Venice? No. Shame on you. It's one of the most romantic cities in the world. You should take Paco there. Oh, wait a minute. Who's this on the phone? Oh, one moment, please. How do you like that?
What?
That must have been a psychic connection.
Really?
Well, because he never calls while I'm working and knows better.
Mm-hmm.
But nevertheless, didn't I just get through reading his name on this thing about I should take him to Venice?
That's right. Maybe he's listening.
Sorrento is a great city in southern Italy, and the pizza in southern Italy is better than Rome, says Rudy. Well, excuse me, okay? What do I know? You go to Naples, okay? You go to Napoli with the schleppers. I'll stick with Rome. My God. Everybody's an expert. Whatever we know, they know better. Johnny says, Neil, I've forgotten to ask you, why is it the Latin stations can broadcast fart sounds and a lot of other sounds and even words that are not kosher in Spanish language? Is this because Joyce and friends are a-holes, or is it something legally on your station? The stations are Univision and SBS. What's wrong with this, people, says Johnny. That's just the way it is. We work for a bunch of losers, and Joyce, she dictates what the hell we can do. I mean, they play fart sounds right out on the streets. There are people farting at each other. But, oh, no, don't do that. They got a million reasons. We don't want to go into it. So here's the one from the fake Anita Marks.
Great.
Just because I'm physically staying in Baltimore doesn't mean I'm not coming to the WQAM airwaves in South Florida. Although some agents aren't able to negotiate syndication deals, my agent is quite good at it, as you can tell from my live cable broadcast on Comcast Regional Sports. After all, opening up a pot and airing syndicated radio would be much less expensive for WQAM than hiring a live talent for afternoon talk. All I'm saying is don't believe everything you read in newspapers or on the Internet. Anita Marks. A quick update. Don't believe everything you read in newspapers or on... Yeah, likely story, fake Anita. We got you. You're out of the closet now. How do you like that?
Mm-hmm.
The fake Anita Marks striking back with more BS. My God. And in addition to which, you know what else?
What else?
Who cares?
Oh, yeah, that.
Who cares? Like she's some great broadcaster? She was on 1400. What kind of number did she get? Point. Yeah. I mean, she can't go much lower than we are now in the afternoon, 2 to 4.
Rock solid.
Or any other time. But Go to hell away, Anita. Get lost. Take a dump. Take a dump in Joe Bell's head. Because I'm sure he's going to have his head up your
Rectum.
if you ever showed up. John, so this is John Lake Worth. I promised I would get this a long time ago.
All right.
To answer your question about Ocean Reef, sorry if you already had it answered, it's located at the very end of Card Sound Road. Upper Key Largo, this is from yesterday we were talking about that. Upper Key Largo, where the road splits for Card Sound to the left and US 1 straight. I built some homes down there back in the 80s. Very private, extremely expensive, no schleppers allowed. I watched Olbermann last night, and the NSA guy talking about all the spying on journalists was scary. Keith alluded to him coming back on again tonight. Olbermann was dumbfounded at the revelations this man was making. It was just a taste of what's to come as far as the warrantless wiretap revelations go. According to him, everyone's emails, phone calls, texts, etc. were included. The look on Olbermann's face was of utter surprise at what he was saying. You know, I was worried that there would be a drop-off of material with President Dumbschmidt out of office, but with all the dirt that they're going to find out about him and his cronies, we'll have an endless supply. If you want a good laugh, turn on Lardass on an empty stomach and listen to the crap he's spewing in defense of Bush. Hysterical. No, I don't want to do that, and I won't. Last thing is about Spain. I lived there for a while. Madrid is no good indication of what that country has to offer. Barcelona is a great city with lots to do. Also, Granada and Seville are worth seeing for their beauty and architecture. Spain also has some of the best food. I've been to 17 countries all through Europe and the Middle East, and Spain has some of the best. Italy does make my top 2 list, John says. Well, what's the other one? Is it Spain?
I don't know.
John, Italy
I guess
makes
that's
the top
what
2. What could be better? Oh, I know. Amsterdam. Netherlands.
Amsterdam?
Oh, my God. You can't complain about the food in Amsterdam because there isn't any. The worst swill. Now, here's one from Mike. Please don't punish us faithful listeners that had the wherewithal to get the hell out of South Florida and turn off the stream because of a few a-holes. I could care less what comes on during the spots, just as long as we can hear you from wherever we happen to be. I've listened to you all over the world the past year. Screw those ungrateful miscreants, says Mike, in Peekskill, New York. Thanks, Mike. Take a peek at this. How do you like that? Don't get nervous, Mike. It was just a idle threat, that's all. To try to get those people to calm down and cut the crap. Oh, the spots on the streaming and the big O and oh.
Mm-hmm.
God. Very funny stuff, says Richard. Well, I'm glad you think so, okay? Not interested. The stuff that people send is just beyond belief.
Mm-hmm.
And then Brandon sends me the menu from Las Vegas. What am I going to do with that? Eat it?
Eat it, yeah, there you go. See how
Oh,
it
and
tastes.
now pictures. A large plate of vaca frita. Oh, it's got beans and it's got smashy potatoes. Oh, I don't think it's for me. Nicht for mir.
Probably not mashed potatoes. Probably
What do
rice.
you mean?
Probably rice.
Was it?
I
Oh,
assume.
too late. I just
Whatever.
made it go away. I just made it go away. Feh. I mean, some things, and not everybody likes the same kind of food, okay?
That's right.
Just because I don't like it doesn't make me like anti-Semitic or something.
That's right.
If I didn't like matzo balls, that didn't mean
Right. Gefilte fish.
If I didn't like gefilte fish, I could live without gefilte fish.
I don't think I've ever had it.
Oh, it comes in a jar with all that slimy gel in there.
I'm not big on slime either.
Slimy. Just like that dessert, flan. Slimy.
And you've had some bad luck. It's not supposed to be slimy.
It's bad.
It's custard.
I know what it
like
is.
Pudding?
It's custard, and it's got like slime on the bottom.
Pudding, like creme brulee.
Even a limey wouldn't touch
Slimy.
slimy flan.
Do you like creme brulee?
I love creme brulee.
Well,
it's not the same. It's got
it's a
nothing.
custard.
It's not in the same category. Creme brulee is not slimy. It's like caramelized
It's
on
supposed
top.
to be, right? It's caramelized on top, on top of a pudding, on top of slimy pudding.
No, it's not slimy.
It's not supposed to be.
Flan is slimy on the bottom.
It's not supposed
not
to
the
be.
pudding itself, but on the bottom.
It's not
slime.
supposed to be. It's supposed
It's
to
like
be
barnacles
like
on the
Jell-O.
bottom of a
It's supposed
ship.
to be like Jell-O.
That was ship with a P.
Gelatinized custard.
Chef Sparky, who's the real goofball, says, I notice you encounter a lot of smelly people in Toronto, especially at Woodbine. Is that a Canadian thing, or is that a type of person that frequents the track? Both. Either way, I'd be careful where I hang out. By the way, eating on the air is annoying. Who can't hold out 4 hours to eat a meal? I know Hank had a difficult time with that, but that's understandable. Have a great day. When you're on in the middle of lunch hour, that's when you eat.
Right.
And if I had food here to cook, like once in a while, I'll make a weenie before I go off to
Sure.
a Woodbine. And eat it on the air. I mean, what's the big deal? Quit with all the instructions, my God. Don't do this and don't do that. Wow, 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 meh, 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 meh. And you wonder why I left South Florida?
Bring back Alex Bennett, for gosh sake. Do yourself a favor, will you, pal? Oh!
Meanwhile, the Democratic race between Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton still too close to call. We'll have more later. That went smoothly. Yeah. No, I'll have to ad-lib it. Give me one interesting exit poll, please.
Emery Banks for ABC 25 Today. Back to you, Jan.
Thanks, Maria. It's 6:17 in Health Watch this morning. Doctors in Utah are hoping for a new medical breakthrough to solve the problems of attention disorder behavior with problems with children. Attention deficit hyperactivity is a common disorder, and it affects 3 out of 5 kids, or actually 3 to 5% of the children with... let's start this all over again. Can we just back it up and start it over? I'm lost.
So I'm doing the first one. He's not expecting a big win. And then how has his money and staff situation changed? Okay, and then there's much more CBS News ahead. Okay, Freddie, Giuliani's dead. I mean, you know what I mean. Hey, Eric, did you use the cool shadow on the snow shot yet? The CBS? Yeah. It's so cool.
Do you hear me now?
I don't think it's hokey. I think it's so cool.
A local man spots something suspicious, and he decides to spring into action. He has done something that is very good.
Wheatland or Wheatland? Wheatland, right? How do you say that? Does anyone know? Sorry. Wheatland. 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 Okay. Oh, okay. Wheatland, Wisconsin. So I'll say Cynthia. Cynthia? She has pretty eyes. They're freaking me out a little. No, she looks like a husky. You know those weird blue eyes? Huh?
Yeah. Are we not blows out?
Cindy McCain has the most intense eyes. They're like light ice blue. And she had a purple suit on, and I mean, they were so intense. I was like, I couldn't stop staring at her. She must have thought I was weird.
Thank you. All right, it's back to you, Jim.
Ollie, don't let her go away. That's what. Does she have a response to that? Is she still there?
What's that?
Did the lady just leave?
Yeah. Oh,
that's too bad. You should have kept that discussion.
She's back if you want her.
Yes. Yes.
What'd you like to know?
I'd like to know a response to what the gentleman said. The gentleman's a very effective spokesperson for the company, but obviously the people who live there are not satisfied with his explanation.
Right. So what do you want now?
Well, if I have to teach you how to be a reporter, Ollie, I'll do that later.
Oh, why don't you do that later, Jim? But I think the lady expressed herself, and you're not here, you're there. Is there any question you'd like me to ask her?
No, I'll give you lessons on how to become a reporter later.
Well, I'll give you some lessons on how to be an editor, because I was your boss once.
Yeah, you were, and are no longer. How did that happen?
Well, I don't know.
Here's Ernesto DeMillo.
Clearly putting a mission accomplished on an aircraft carrier was a mistake.
Were some people predicting Obama would beat Hillary by 20 points? 10? Double digits, okay.
Obviously, some of my rhetoric has been a mistake.
Tonight, a 7.2 magnitude earthquake rattled Alaska's seismically active Aleutian Islands. It was magnitude 7.2. It was a very large earthquake. The good thing is there were no immediate reports of any damages or injuries. So,
Right after the break, we're going to interview Eric Weihenmayer, who climbed the highest mountain in the world, Mount Everest. But he's gay. He's blind. So we'll hear about that.
Okay, as we head to the break, a look at the 6.
There have been disappointments. Abu Ghraib obviously was a huge disappointment during the presidency. Abu Ghraib. Weapons of mass destruction was a significant disappointment.
I know who likes chocolate. Our Zane Virgie loves chocolate. One of our maid kids. Oh, nice melons behind you there.
Whoa!
Whoops, I'm sorry. Was that a personal light?
Then as we check the buoys outshore...
I don't appreciate the speculation about Don Rumsfeld. He's doing a fine job. I strongly support him.
Well, what do you say to critics who believe that you're ignoring the advice of retired generals, military commanders, who say that there needs to be a change?
I say I listen to all voices, but mine's the final decision. And Don Rumsfeld is doing a fine job. I have strong confidence in Don Rumsfeld. I hear the voices. Voices. But I'm the decider.
Huckabee. He wasn't expecting to win. Okay, and then I'd like to ask her, in South Carolina, he should do better. I would rather look ahead to that.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Jen, hold on 2 seconds, Rick. Can you hold on 2 seconds? Jen, where's my new Clinton-Obama, those 2 cards you made me? That you condensed to 2 cards? Oh, here it is. You have to just title them, okay? Okay. Clinton, Obama, you know what I mean? Okay. Because otherwise it's hard for me to pull them out. Okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Never mind, sorry. Okay, sorry, Rick.
Okay.
Is that a bad monitor on top, just out of curiosity? Does that look so much better in the one below? So I guess Romney was exuding kind of false confidence, right? Harkening back to his Olympic experience in Salt Lake City. Well, will he do well in Michigan? Today is Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Yeah, we're sorry, too. 123 at 560 WQAM. Happy Thursday to you. Don't forget to join George at Gulfstream tomorrow 10 to 2 as we get ready for Sunshine Millions on Saturday. The best of the best from Florida and California compete in some big stakes races throughout the day Saturday. And we'll be doing Neil's Pick the Ponies again tomorrow and try to go 2 for 2 with one of our listeners. Do we have the name of the listener, by the way? We're going to know that tomorrow?
Frank.
Who?
Frank. Funny you should ask.
Also,
Frank,
Saturday, we'll be giving away a pair of tickets to the Super Big Game in Tampa next weekend, and there'll be a chance to win a new Honda CR-V from Potemkin Honda. What I say? Potemkin Honda. For info and directions, go to GulfstreamPark.com. I'm incoherent. I'm just a little bit incoherent. Larry King on Barack Obama says, this is from the Telegraph UK, black is in. My 8-year-old son wishes he was black. Leave it to Larry to say some idiotic crap like that. CNN's orange-haired septuagenarian chatterbox Larry King has been bowled over by the New Age Obama, enthusing that his youngest offspring from his 7th marriage wants to be black. I guess it's a case of black being or the new black. Interviewing a visibly uncomfortable Bob Woodward on his eponymous CNN show last night, Larry, 75, gushed, "My younger son Ken, and he's 8, and now he says he would like to be black, not kidding. He said there's a lot of advantages. Black is in. Is this the turning of the tide?" The distinguished Watergate scribbler, Woodward, responded, well, maybe, and talked about his 12-year-old daughter, Diana, liked Barack Obama's inaugural speech before gingerly steering the discussion toward George W. Bush's magnanimity and how he hasn't, made any cheap shots at his White House successor. It could have been worse, Bob. The other day, Larry blurted out things were changing so fast there could soon be a lesbian in the Oval Office. Who would have thunk it, he said on KISS Radio in L.A. I can't believe it. Well, in 10 years' time, we'll have what, a lesbian? We won't know, Larry, because you'll be in a box. You'll be in a crypt. Oh, I'm sorry, there goes with that crypt again. More of his cryptic comments. If my boss gave me a pink slip tomorrow due to the bad economy, my reaction would be... Oh, and by the way, before I get to the pool, the fake Barry Jackass sends me this. And, of course, these people keep sending us stuff long after we had it. We had this yesterday. Old news, Barry. Mm-hmm. In another attempt at cost-cutting, hearing that Clear Channel is looking to flip 940 WINC Miami and 740 WQTM in Orlando to Fox Sports. Syndicated Dan Saleo in the morning, followed by Dan Patrick and Jim Rome. Oh, not Romey again. Oh, bringing back the same people who failed a million times already. Wow. Fox Sports. Wouldn't that be something? They already tried that on INZ. It failed. It laid a gigantic egg.
Well, they can do it again.
Big, fat, gigantic egg. And where does Anita's mark fit into all this crap? We don't care, Anita.
The best talent.
Not just small.
Genug van das Lutsch. Brad, one step closer to being a dad. Maddox and baby Zahara now have his name. But is it the first step to Mr. and Mrs. Smith becoming Mr. and Mrs. Pitt?
How long will it take till we finally get a break.
Give me a break.
From the coverage of Brad and the mother-to-be.
There are 2 new hits in Hollywood even before Brad and Angie have their baby.
No other stories. Getting real boring.
I'm just bored today.
I've heard enough of this fair. How about you?
Angelina's kids, Maddox and Zahara's legal names are now officially Joey Pitt.
I say that Hollywood is Brangelinaville.
A Los Angeles judge today granted the name change. Woo-hoo!
It's a Brad and Angelina assault.
But are Mr. and Mrs. Smith already living happily ever after?
Day after day, their faces won't go away. And I know it's the tabloid's fault.
But we've got more Brangelina dish. Brad's one-time bachelor pad in Malibu is piled high with toys.
That's really fascinating.
Oh, enough with them already. Retire. 132 at QAM. Here's one that says, can you fill one of your newer listeners, less than 10 years, in on your experiences with Larry King? Did you ever see him do his show from Pumpernicks or hear it? No. Never seen it, never heard it. I was a guest on Larry's show on IOD back when I was on KAT after I came out of the closet.
Gay.
Yeah, like that. I was a guest on there twice. Once about that, and then the other time was like he had a whole bunch of gamblers on. Sig Shy and Hank and a whole bunch of degenerate gamblers on. I don't know what that was all about. Do you remember what that was all about? No.
Nope.
Before your time. And then the other experience with Larry was that he's an effing liar and always has been and always will be.
I heard that story.
And when he left and went to a mutual, he left IOD, calls me up, Neil, I've been talking to Bill Vines. You got the gig. You're going to do 7 to midnight IOD. It's all set. Just sit tight, wait for a call. And, of course, it turned out to be a pile of crap. And I remember after waiting for weeks for this call to come, which never did, I called up Bill Vines, and it was one of the most embarrassing experiences. He said, well, Neil, we've decided to promote from within. We're going to give it to Sandy Payton. There was never any discussion about my doing 7 to midnight, and Larry, as usual, just full of crap. And everybody else I knew in the business, from Bill Calder and everybody who knew Larry, would tell you the same stories. Lie after lie. Just the BS, name-dropping BS. That's Larry. Mazel. If you look up the word mazel in the dictionary, you'll see his picture next to it. 188 votes on the poll. If my boss gave me a pink slip tomorrow to the bad economy, my reaction would be, what'll I do now? 37. F you, 35. F you, your mama. More time for weed and beer, 23. Deep depression, 18. Yippee, unemployment benefits, food stamps, 16. No problem, I'll have a new job lined up tomorrow, 12. I understand why you have to let me go, 10. Yippee, an extended vacation, 10. I always hated this job anyway, 8. No problem, my spouse has a job, 6. Take this job and shove it, 5.
Rectum.
I want to go postal and kill some people, 3. I can't go on, I want to die, 2. And no problem, I got my second job to fall back on, 1. Like the Humper. Thank God the Humper had ESPN, you know it?
Yep.
Although, actually, if he would have been out of work altogether, maybe he might have lost an ounce or 2, Because when I saw him here at Woodbine, he was just monstrous, humongous, gigantic. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Fat.
Yeah.
Nick says, if I was let go tomorrow, I could collect unemployment till I could retire in 8 months. Been listening to you on and off to Bubba the Love Sponge. In some ways, the show is similar to yours. Have enjoyed your show for 20 years, says Nick. The show is similar to mine. What does that mean? Roger Perry has a poll idea, favorite late night snack. Doesn't give me any choices, just, thanks, Robert. Oh, here's one that actually has my name on it. Dear Honorable Sir, Dr. D.U. sued Microsystems for pirating his Power RPC software. Yada, 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 yada. Dr. U. And this goes on and on and on. Carol from the Dr. U support group. We are encouraged by President Obama's policies that promote equal justice. We request your help in this new era of hope with an attachment. It's one of these silly things you get, like $80 trillion. I'm in Nigeria, and I have $80 trillion, and I wish you'd assist me in getting it in your account and just send me your shoe size and all the other stuff. Phil Latzman sends an email. Aren't you impressed? The real Phil Latzman.
Yep.
As far as we know. We don't have any phony
Phil Latzman.
yet. He says, Puerto Sagua on South Beach, George must know it. He's back with the Cuban restaurants again?
No. I don't go to South Beach. Haven't
Well, why
been
not?
there in a
What are you, some
long
kind of a snob?
Can't find a parking space. I don't have enough
No.
money.
Don't have a lot of expensive jewelry to wear?
No, silk shirts, nothing like that. I'm not a model. Or looking
You're
for
not
one.
gay.
Or looking for one, right.
Manny says, good Cuban restaurants, La Rosa, Northwest 7th Street and 42nd Avenue, close to MIA. Good food, staff, nice place to take visitors. La Rosa. Islas Canarias, good food, more neighborhood feel. Love the show, says Manny. Islas Canarias, am I saying that right? Canary Islands? Brandon's back again. Well, he's got stuff interspersed throughout here. He says, this might come as a big shocker, but there was one time that Winn-Dixie had great Cuban sandwiches. I wouldn't consider getting one from there today, but 10 years ago they were outstanding. How do you like that? I think the only Cuban sandwiches I ever had, and this doesn't speak well of me, was like at 7-Eleven, you know, they have those sandwiches in those coolers, you know, pre-wrapped sandwiches.
Yeah, like vending machine sandwiches and stuff.
No, not vending machine, but like in a, you know.
Right, well, that's the kind of thing.
Right, kind of crap. And that's the only Cuban sandwich I've ever had. So obviously it wasn't very good, and it's not a fair assessment, you know. Oh, Michigan Matt is back, and it's boring, Matt. Go away. Just go away. Fake one, real one, in between one, whatever. I guess I better throw away that thing about caller number 5 and number 6 right now. Oh, get rid of that. Well, we sold those things out in like less than 30 seconds, I would say. Those certificates today, 15th Street Fisheries.
Yeah.
Very popular place, muy popular. Carl says the company I worked for 19 years was kind enough to outsource my job to India Bob back in June. They were good enough to time my severance to run out right as the economy took a huge dump, which is now kicking in as my own business I started back at the time my outsourcing hits a very long dry spell. That didn't make any sense to me, but nevertheless, maybe I just read it badly. Of course, this gives me more time to listen to you and George. Don't let the others fool you. George is fantastic when he fills in for you. I look forward to his shows as much and love the summer because of him. But they may come and repo my radio, says Carl. In the meantime, while I still have the funds to keep it running, I'm still plugging away at my business as well as producing my web comic, hoping our new president brings an upturn and replace the dumbass and cobwebs in my 401k will cash in again. Enjoying the show, George's fill-ins too. How do you like that, Carl? He's down on his luck. We wish him the best. Good luck to you, Carl. You'll need it. Because even Obama don't have the magic wand that's going to turn everything all around. Everybody's going to have like $1 zillion by the end of the week. No, maybe next week. Another one from Brandon, who's just out of control today, just a wild child. If WQAM was owned by Clear Channel, who do you think would have been axed on Tuesday? That's what he wants to ask. He wants to ask us that question. I don't know, and, you know, it seems to me they've already done a pretty good job thinning out the troops here already, haven't they?
Yep.
A pretty evil job. Oh, everybody's out of work now. Nobody's got any money, and the economy sucks, and the newspapers are going up, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. I think it becomes kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Like a lot of these businesses, like, talk themselves into it. 224 votes on it, 228 on the poll. Not too bad, huh? For the poll, apply in the adult entertainment field. Oh, God. And you can only imagine the person who sent that, you know?
Neil, God.
NFL Films presents Don't Let the Door Hit You, where the good Lord split you. Whether it's mustering one win in a 16-game campaign or making a 13-3 contender into a 5-11 meteor of mediocrity, NFL head coaches know it's not just quarterbacks who get sacked. And so, on any given weekday, Mindy from HR will issue your final paycheck and discuss Cobra healthcare options. Then, with security leading the way, you'll clean out your desk, grab your ficus plant, and exit the facility to the battle cry, "Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you."
Rectum. Okay, 144, 16 till 2, so it's, we got the right dope.
Excellent.
Zoe is announcing his retirement. He's going to retire.
I hate getting
Alonzo
the wrong
Mourning,
dope.
right? What?
Huh?
Well, aren't you all broken up about that?
I am crying and crying into my shirt.
Alonzo Mourning was as active as ever during the Heat's games Wednesday night against defending champion Boston Celtics at American Airlines Arena. I think they got their ass kicked in that game, by the way. I'm not sure. I think. But Mourning was in a designer suit sitting in a baseline seat instead of a Heat uniform at center, intimidating opposing players on the court. That'll be the closest he gets to helping the Heat this season. An emotional Mourning, a likely future Hall of Fame center, announced his retirement this afternoon. Retire! Mourning, 38, has been rehabbing a devastating knee injury he sustained December 2007 that ended his Heat season. He had been working toward a return to the Heat, but as recently as Saturday was also contemplating the next phase of his life. And then it goes on about his kidney transplant and bada-beep, bada-boop, bada-bop, and he retired. That's it. That's the big press conference that Joe was hyperventilating about this morning. Oh, it's going to be a big press conference at 12:30. We didn't carry it, which I'm shocked. Aren't you shocked they didn't interrupt the show to put that crap, that big news on the air?
And dismayed.
Shocked and dismayed. We could already be out of here by now. My God, Clarence. I don't think Clarence is paying any attention anymore. I guess he figures he's on the way out. And believe me, long overdue. Long overdue. Oh, here's another one. This thing with the Latino restaurants, man, it just never ends. It's like I thought there'd be a big spurt of it yesterday, but it kind of keeps trickling.
I guess we had a delayed reaction.
It trickles. For example, Rudy says the Ayestaran restaurant on 8th Street and 27th Avenue. Am I pronouncing that right?
Okay.
Ayestaran. I can't even spell it. Ayestaran restaurant, 8th Street and 27th Avenue is great. They have a full-service bar, great service with great food. Also, the Vaca Frita at Habana Vieja on 34th and Coral Way is great. Thanks, Rudy. Here's one that says the Latin restaurant I liked most was El Crucero on Calle Ocho on 70th and 70th Avenue. Huge portions and tasty. If you go at the right time, the train passes within 10 feet of where I would sit. I think I'll go there for a late lunch, it says. Wink, wink. What does that mean? Wink. W-H-I-N-K, wink.
Maybe he wants a date.
Another good one in the past was Ayestaran in the 70s where they would give you a plate just for the fries. It was between Southwest 7th Street and Calle Ocho on Southwest 27th Avenue. And so Rudy says it's still there and it's great, and this guy says it was in the past. Well, whatever. You think I'm going to be going to any of them? No. And the good news, I don't know if it's good news or not. But I still think that the Myrons at Pompano Park, somebody was starting a rumor, we think they're going to close down. I don't think so, because last time I was in there, it was packed. Packed. Jam-packed. And they got two kinds of dill pickles. I wish they'd give you the good ones and not those bad ones. They don't give you all that many. Come on, quit. Loosen up with the dill pickles in there, Myron. God, nothing like being tight with your pickle. Bill from Tampa says, I'm not a big Obama fan, but have decided to back him as my president. I'm just astounded at the way dark folks are acting since the man was elected. For example, I stopped at a Hess station for a coffee, and there were 4 guys and a couple ladies standing in front of the store. My wife and I got out of my BMW to go inside, and one guy said, now that Obama's elected, I'm going to get me one of those. Does he think that Obama's going to give him a car? George is hoping for it.
All right.
I work my ass off for the money I make, and this guy who's loitering in front of a gas station wants my car. Anyway, I just said good luck. Then on my way out of the store, I opened the door for my wife, and one of the ladies outside just barged in and damn near ran over us. Are these rude people in general, or do they think they own the world now? I'm confused, and you love you guys. So Bill from Tampa is obviously a racist, and is trying to suggest that all black people are rude and obnoxious, etc. I guess I don't know what the other point is, huh? Well, what's your point, Bill? Tampa. You a good old boy from Tampa, redneck?
Oh, yeah.
Better get used to it. Last time I was over there, I see a lot of dark folks in the Tampa area. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of dark. So you better watch your altitude there, Bill. Or the guy's going to just come and take your keys and drive away in your BMW. How do you like that? That'll teach you a thing or two. Marcel says the best Cuban food is Rio Crystal on Bird Road and Southwest 100th Avenue. The best real Cuban food, great dive. Rio Crystal. Ever hear of it?
No.
Did now. You got a lot of eating to do, man. Once they get you that new limo that they're buying you, you have your limo driver take you all around town, make a list of all these.
That's right.
And take you from one spot to the other, including that rectal, whatever that one was. Lime is all... What? What was it?
Nothing. I forgot all about that. I know. That was cute. That was a keeper.
Lime is also on Alton Road in Miami Beach. It's awesome. Always lines out the door. Soon to open in Midtown Miami, too. Lime. And what is the thing with, I guess, all Latins, because the Mexicans love lime, too. They spritz it.
Yeah, well, here in the
what is that all about?
Here in the New World, they had limes, so they found stuff to do with them.
And then why is limon is lemon and lime?
It's just one of those things.
Well, I mean, did they run out of room for words in the Spanish language or what? Couldn't they have room for one more word?
They could. Don't look at me.
Yeah, they don't want to.
Right.
They don't want to. Well, that's the way it goes. Limon. So there is no separate word for lime, is that what you were saying?
Correct.
Limon means, well, how do you know what they want?
A green one or a yellow one?
Scarface's Palm Island mansion to be sold. Wow. Have to save that for tomorrow. It's got nothing to do with anything. Jackie says, I'm listening in North Carolina. Thanks to you and George, I enjoy the day. Don't listen to the morons that complain. They're still listening anyway, aren't they? That's right, Jackie. They're still listening. Wah, wah. What are we going to complain to if we can't complain here? Wah, wah. Never had a follow-up from that turd, by the way. You'd think there would be like a follow-up, like that other jerk last week, that Eddie. Oh, you read my thing on here, and then he sent me a second one, and I just Schmidt-canned it. Because that's what most of these people are desperately seeking, attention.
I have no line.
Yeah. Oh, talk about me.
I have no line.
No. Chuck in Chicago is back again. Chuck is a big groupie. Baja Cafe is good stuff, says Chuck. I remember there being two of them, one in Boca, Palmetto Park Road, in Meisner Park, and one in Deerfield Beach on Federal Highway. Very good Mexican food, Baja Cafe. Somebody else said Baja Grill. It's not bad. It's a chain, though. More fast food than a good meal, says Chuck. Well, we sure don't have food in South Florida like they have in Chicago, I'll tell you that. Am I right? Well, that's right. You were in Chicago about 5 minutes.
That's right.
I keep forgetting. About 2 minutes, and Disney said, hey, send George back to Miami, okay? He's out of here. I don't think he liked you too much. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I don't know. I was small potatoes. I wasn't connected like other people were.
You like Cheryl?
Yeah.
Wes in Lakeland, too close to Tampa for comfort, he says, I think Bill in Tampa is miffed that black folks are acting now like white folks have been all along. Whatever that means. Do you know what that means?
Nope.
I don't either. I don't want to even try interpreting it. Well, I'll let you guys duke it out, okay? You can meet like halfway between Lakeland and Tampa. You can meet like in, what's that place? Brandon and Barstow. All those other Yahoo. Maybe they can meet in Lutz at whatchamacallit, where they have the hamburgers. Crystal. See, you go. Because of your obnoxious comments about your wife, I'm trying to block that out of my mind. Crystal. George.
I heard you.
It's D.O. in Miami town at 560 WQAM.
Oh, God, don't go in there. Oh, you hear my stomach bubbling? Oh, it's bubbling. Oh, God, I gotta go back to the bathroom. Watch out.
People heading home from work late one night when they saw the sign on the fast food line. They pulled in and gave their order to the girl, and the next thing you know, they started to hurl.
At Taco Bell,
their stomachs started to bloat.
in Taco Hell,
Her burning inside their throat.
it had a smell.
That's when they started to blow.
Not feeling well.
From the bean burrito, it must have been the curse of the quesadilla that's causing all of this diarrhea. But none of the sick are going to die. They've just got a bad case of E. coli.
From Taco Bell,
Their stomachs started to bloat.
in Taco Hell,
A burning inside their throat.
it had a smell.
That's when they started to blow.
Not feeling well.
From the bean burrito, should have skipped the damn chalupa. You might not have made but super. Next time you pass the sign, say no. Even though it's grilled, so it's good to go. Lots of people got sick and wished that they owned a gun so they could hunt down the people who think outside the fun. The pain from the cramps they felt deep in their gut, so next time they'll just go to Pizza Hut.
Not Taco Bell.
Their stomach started to blow
From Taco Hell.
A burning inside their throat.
It had a smell.
That's when they started to blow.
Not feeling well.